till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on.
Welcome along, guys. It is finally here. It's 3 hours of Bathurst with Supercharged Motorsports. I'm Colin Mooney, and in the comments back with me is Brianne. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Colin.
That's what
Looking forward to this.
I've been looking forward to it, and especially since you said you were jumping in, it makes life a lot easier as a fellow broadcast. You know how hard it can be at times by yourself. It's nice to have the break of somebody else there as well, and getting 2 points of view instead of people have to listen to my point of view all the time.
Well, with all my experience of one previous broadcast, I think I can bring something to this broadcast, even if it is in the bucket.
Come here, that's all my broadcast stars ever in the bucket, so don't be worried at all. It should be good fun.
It should be.
I'm just gonna see what your audio's like in the background just to make sure as well. So don't mind me for 1 sec.
Okay, but there isn't anything going on at the moment, so there isn't anything for me to talk about.
But there is. We can talk about qualifying because it's over.
Cars,
And on pole position, we have Henrique Machado for Sim Esports PT. Henrique, a Portugal team, in the Ferrari pole position of a 2 minute 0.900. That's a sick
phenomenal.
fast time. So that's something me and you can dream about. We'd be dizzy up there. But to be honest with you, looking there, the top 10, Tom Solis actually in 10th, split by less than a second.
Yeah. So second place, 800th.
Unbelievable
Third
stuff.
place, 10th. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Is that name? Teixeira.
You sound like you're foreign saying that. Teixeira.
Well, yeah, it's not a
correctly.
name from Barnsley, is it?
No, probably not. To be fair about that. But it's going to be interesting. Oh, the game's up as iRacing. It's going to be an interesting one. Obviously, you know Tom Solis very well from LFI League Full of Idiots. So
Yes.
I know you have a secret little jersey on for Tom here, supporting, and for Mr. Fucking
Mr. Slow. Ken Slow. Or Foo, as we like to call him.
Or Trevel for anyone who actually knows him in Discord.
Yeah.
It's a great name. But just, I suppose, for people that aren't used to ACC, because there's different splits in here, so the white coloured numbers are the GT3 drivers. The silver coloured numbers are actually GT2s. There's only two of them here today, the KTM Crossbow and the Mercedes. So P11 and P15 for them in qualifying wasn't bad.
I love that KTM.
It's a nice car.
I've got to say, it looks so good.
It's a beautiful looking machine. And then just for the last one, the red numbers are all GT4s before them. We've got Feisman in the Mercedes. Then Usmanov for our own team, Supercharged Motorsports, is in the Aston. Then we've got Byrne in a Porsche, and then Wang in the Mercedes. So it's nice to see three different manufacturers in that as well. But of course, the GT3s is the most popular here with this one, and there's a 2 minute break now until the start. We'll do our best to go through everybody there, but expecting for the race, I normally do it, and because it's kind of something that's going to be off put for us, do you want to call it a top three? Because we haven't really got to see much of qualifying. We've been letting the guys at it. We've been busy kind of nattering more so than anything else.
Right, so the top three, I haven't got the first names on my list. So first position is Machado. Second position, Bilansky. And third position, Komisarov. So there's two Ferraris and a BMW in top three position.
And do you think they'll be top three by the end of the race, or who do you think is going to be the winner?
Well, yeah, 2 and 3, they just popped up there from what I'd seen in the practice and in the qualifying. But Machado has been up there all the way through. I've been keeping an eye on him while the other people were going around and jumping up and down and moving forward and getting dropped. So, first place. It's a long time to go, but I've got my eye on Machado coming first. That's a bit bold right at the start, but
I love it, but that's what it's all about. We have to make these mad decisions now. Chris Rock, that's in our YouTube live chat, says Sam Woodbridge for the win. Where are they starting though? So down in 14, so that's Woolridge. Sam Woolridge for the Dead Posley team. They're expecting them. I'm going to go something different here. So I know Vanilio as well. He's quite a good driver. I call him Lorraine
Pianello.
Carter Kane, Carl Mattina Kane. I've seen him in other places. He's quite solid. But I'm going to go Tom Solis third. That's genuine pace because I know what Tom's like. I'm going to go Machado
Tom in the top five.
second. I think he's going to get third position. I'm going to go Machado second. And I think for some reason Texera, just for the name, is going to get pole or the win. But
Teixeira.
But we know in 3 hours time because we're just about to start. And I'm going to give you the lovely honours of calling off the green light here.
Okay, so we're rolling up to the start. I haven't got the. I can see your heli view now. So I'm not sure what's going to happen on T1. There they go. This is my second race. They're all keeping pace. Oh, third. Komisarov just. Oh, and there's an incident. I can only see one car involved at the moment.
Ivan Nagarov. Oh, it's one I've had to start from the pits as well.
Just not got in time.
But
Machado's. He's out in front.
absolutely, we are away. And to be honest with you, it looks like only one car had the spin at turn 1. Usmanov with his little bit of an incident. Other than that, it looks like
start.
so far, yes, because they know there's double penalties, don't forget, in Supercharged Motorsport. So if they have an incident that's been 15 seconds, it's double to 30 seconds. So they need to have their good behaviour for the first lap at the very least.
Yeah, they need to get the legs for the first lap as well.
Yeah.
No point in going nuts when you've got 3 hours ahead.
No, exactly. Too wide with Anonymous there, and Doda, but somehow they've gotten through it.
Let's go have a race through the top of the mountain.
I wouldn't be doing that on the first lap, I'd be terrified. Looking around here, like obviously everywhere is super close at the minute.
Machado's he's pulling out a half-second lead already.
Alexander Gray overtook going down Skyline. Now, the McLaren behind was not happy flashing the lights, so it might have been a little bit on the tough side. We're side by side at KTM versus Tom Solis.
Yeah, the door banging.
Well, Tom's Porsche didn't load in.
I don't think he's got an LFI livery for that. This is his first outing in the Porsche. Normally he drives Ferrari, but for this one he thought he was going to mix it up a bit.
So that's a bit of a test.
We were hoping to get Sparky in as well, who is our LFI Porsche driver. But Tom is kind of holding the banner for him now.
Fair play. This one here, Dario Vanello got the move done out of the last corner here on, it looks like, Narain Carter Kane, as I call him. Who's under. Oh,
there's a close race behind coming up as well.
He's got away.
14 thirds, number 18, 741. Chasing each other down. Oh, I don't know.
So the other drivers at least stopped to wait to let him by. I know it's only a consolation now at this stage, but at least they've done that.
Yeah. There's nothing you can do. You just see the cars and you think, you know, is it safe? No, it isn't.
Yeah.
It just isn't. So you have to let everybody go past. But, you know, it's 3 hours. You can still claw your way back up.
Oh, absolutely.
First challenge.
Many people have done it as well. That's the funny thing about that. It happens so often. Oh, Tom Costian somehow gets it back going, and luckily enough where he is, avoids any major incidents, but huge damage on that Ferrari. They're lucky enough to do 4 mandatory stops, so he could use one of them, and there's no pit window. They can pit.
No pit window. Ah. So he can jump straight in.
100%, and that'll count as one of his mandatory pits. That is huge damage. Now it looks like Alexander's going. I'm going to go back onto this KTM here because Gazula there and Nielsen, and is that the Heinias in the Aston Martin heads doing a good job keeping behind. That KTM though seems to have mega pace at the minute. See, race trim is always different to the GT3s and the GT2s, I find there, as Delamere and Von are swapping positions into the last corner there. But the McLaren would have a bit of a worse line, but is clearly ahead of the Nissan. Although the Nissan's going to be an absolute pain over the next two straights.
Okay, just keeping an eye on the front. The positions stayed the same, still 1, 2 and 3. Machado, Belansky and Komisarov. Machado's pulled out a 1 second lead now. And then Belansky, Komisarov is half a second behind him. Teixeira just under half a second, 4th place.
Yeah, it's quite close there at the minute. I'm going to go on with Woolridge here, who has his fan Chris Rock there, is actually fighting now with Tom Solis. Woolridge in a beautiful looking Mercedes, you got to say. The livery is really nice for the Dead Posey team. You know though, Tom is a super smooth driver. He doesn't feel pressure. He doesn't overdrive the car either. He drives within his limits and knows where to place it. So it's not going to be an easy thing for him. Although he's actually catching the Jazbrowski lad in front.
Jazbrowski.
Yep, that's the name.
Yep. Yeah, he's going to get him on the straight. That last corner now.
But see, the thing
last
is,
corner on the mountain.
The GT2s are a little bit faster in a straight line than GT3.
Okay.
So I don't see. Yeah.
Words there, look at that.
Yeah, it's like a train. There's nearly no aero on the GT2 compared to a GT3. It's a train.
Tom's coming under pressure now as well.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Wow.
That was an unforced error, I think.
I'm going to have a look just on the helicam because I don't think he's flashing the lights.
Flashing?
People do that in racing.
Yeah.
I just think he kept himself too close and he lost it on the curve. There was no contact. He lost it on the curve.
Yeah, I didn't see any contact.
No, there was no contact there. That's huge damage.
Good place to have a crash though, just before the pit lane.
Oh my god. That McLaren there was having a bit of a tip, but he was lucky where he crashed, but obviously you don't want to be doing that. That corner though, it's so easy to happen. If you clip the curb at all, it can send the rear absolutely going backwards. So yeah, that was just super unlucky for him that he lost it where he did. But these things happen. Looking at a move here now on the GT2s, this is a legit fight for class. And the Mercedes goes up the inside there. Gazula runs very wide, and once you run wide there, you know yourself with those marbles that will be developing there, the loss of grip is massive. So
yeah, I'm just looking back at Usmanov and Byrne in 26th and 27th place. They've just swapped positions. I have to say, I love Byrne's livery.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it?
It's gorgeous.
Well, I think
purple.
Usmanov's one's beautiful as well. Because it's a supercharged livery. Yeah, no, they're class, and it's good to see them. And Usmanov, don't forget to start from the pits, so he's already up into 25th from literally starting from the pits as well, so that's a good drive from him. I'm proud of you, Usmanov.
So we've got Tom chasing down the KTM again, and he's now going to lose it because he's just coming off the mountain.
As the camera jumps back on, we'll jump on to the second camera for this one here. Yeah, see, this is the thing for Tom. He'll catch them up to the mountain, but then off the mountain, then he's going to it's going to be a game of cat and mouse.
Yeah.
To be fair. Second and third are fighting very hard there. That looks like they were getting by one of the back markers in the GT4. But you have is a Komisarov versus Teixeira there, and it's super close for actually second, third, and fourth. They're all in very close proximity there, less than a second.
Komisarov, third of a second behind Bilansky. Teixeira, half a second behind Komisarov.
Doing very, very well, to be fair, about that there. And even looking back further, I'll go through the full grid as I normally do. Vanilio is already after pitting. I'm not sure was that a force one. Was definitely the damage 2 minutes and 9 seconds stop, so that was huge damage there. Then we've got Petzold in the GT4. They've already done the pit stop, 38 seconds, so it looks like a normal pit stop with minor damage, unless it was just all damage fixing fuel. Woolridge as well. Obviously, he had the huge impact there. Was stopped for 35 seconds. So I'm assuming that was solely just damage and a bit of fuel.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get much more fuel in it after only a couple of laps.
And look
But
at
you
that.
put it in anyway, wouldn't you?
Oh, 100%. But your beautiful looking GT4 isn't looking as beautiful now, the Porsche, after having a huge incident by the looks of it, because there's an awful lot of damage on the front and on the left hand side of that car.
Yeah, that's going to need some gaffer tape.
100% there. Sounds lovely
Hold it
though.
in position.
Then we have Artemis Manoff just ahead. Of course, doing a good job starting from the back. Then we've got Fies
Right,
man.
can I just
Yep.
jump in on 15 and 14, Gray and Von Ringston? Just coming off the mountain.
Oh, yes.
We've got a Nissan and a Ferrari.
Surely the Nissan gets the overtake here.
It's got the legs, hasn't it?
And it has a little bit of a tow again from Trevel as well. Yeah, he's got it. He's got it. That Nissan is a powerhouse in the straight line. I was going to use that here in the LFI race before until I found out there's no LFM bop. Because that Nissan with the LFM bop is a
It is a
absolute
weapon, isn't it?
beast around here. It's so much fun.
And it's a great livery as well.
Oh yeah, honestly, it really is. There's some really nice stuff there. I still love Trevel's livery.
Pacing down slow. And he's just going past him like, yep, he's going to get him.
Trevel will race nice and fair, and there's good fair room left from both of them there. And it looks like the Nissan's teammate, so Van der Horst's teammate, or sorry, Gray's teammate behind Taha is literally just behind as well. So Trevel is now in a GTR sandwich.
I can't even say him.
Whether that's a dream or not from, I'm not sure. But, still good stuff nonetheless. The top four you can clearly say. The second, third, and fourth are still within a second of each other. That hasn't changed. And
Fourth
I'm
is a
loving
third. Teixeira, D Teixeira, still a third of a second behind Komisarov. He's a third of a second behind Bilansky. He's now 3 seconds behind Machado. So Machado is just romping away.
Absolutely. We're going to do a quick replay though. The GT2 swap positions here. Mercedes might have run a bit wide. I feel like the KTM all over the back of them. Oh, that's a beautiful move on the mountain.
Oh,
That was beautiful. Unbelievable stuff there. The KTM had absolute confidence, but also confidence in Jabaski, in that Mercedes as well, to be able to pull off that move. That was absolutely
yeah,
beautiful.
he's been setting that up for the past 2 laps, I reckon.
Yeah, that was...
They have been stuck to each other like glue.
Oh, that's the kind of overtaking I love seeing. There's something crazy like that. I was never going to expect something like that on the mountain. That's beautiful stuff. And Carlini and Delamar just gets it too. He went in too hot. Thought he had the move done, but wasn't able to make the corner. Runs off. So
There was no contact, was there?
no, there was no contact. That was just an opportunistic move, being late on the brakes. And he's gone from 11th now down to 16th, 17th because of that, 18th. So that was a huge thing. You need to pick and choose your battles sometimes. Just to let you know, the fast lap of the race is a 2:01.682 for Machado, and that's a very fast lap at this stage of the race with full fuel, and of course the cars being as heavy as they're going to be.
Back in, where are we? 21st place, car 366, Sorensen. Oops. Oh, he's got past it.
It's the GT4. That would have been a nice easy one from there, but also it doesn't make any difference from in the split. He needs to be trying to put those cars ahead of him. He's only 3.1 seconds off, but the car ahead is going to be fighting soon, so Garganov and Delmar will actually be racing very hard soon, which will be good for him. Oh, Anonymous Rats, after dropping it just ahead of them, let's go back 15 seconds to see what happened. He's by himself. Did he just run wide and lose it? Yeah, he run wide and a carb.
And everything is going to go past him now.
Yeah. That's the most frustrating feeling there for a driver, especially you just know you have to wait. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah,
Jump
there's no
on.
room to turn around.
Oh, the huge damage on both Nissans there.
To that. Oh, there's another bang on the wall as well.
Oh, Okay, we're after missing an incident. I'm going to see can I pull that in. What number is Trevel? 404. They must have... Did they cause incidents by themselves? Because it's not pulling up for me there. 168 or 18. Oh, there we go. 404 and 18. So at that stage... No, I don't know what that was there. I don't know what happened with Trevel. It's not showing up for me.
Looks like something happened before then.
Yeah, definitely did. But
He's got severe damage.
But so did both Nissans. Like, look at the damage that's on Taha's car. And look at that Alexander Gray's as well. Massive damage.
I can't see how we missed that.
And the software hasn't pulled it in for me. That's why I'm just like, what? So it must have been that they done it by themselves. Because, yeah, I have at 16:29. Don't know what's going on, but all of them being the pits, to surely get rid of some of that. So I'm going to go back here and have a look. So Carl, Matty, Nakane is starting to come through the drivers there, and you can see Anonymous Rat wasn't even fighting that one there, letting them by. So let's see, we have both Nissans in the pits, we have Trevel in the pits, Taha is also in the pits. So the other Nissans seem to have stayed out, did it? No, they didn't, they're all in.
No.
I'm assuming
he was a lot further behind. I don't think he was involved in the same incident. I think he may have had an incident before the other two, because he was way back.
Yeah, I'd reckon what it was is that one of them lost, and it might have been just in effect because they're all racing close enough. If one of them loses on the mountain, it's going to be hard to avoid it. And I have a feeling something like that happened.
The filling fell out of the sandwich.
Literally. It got very used very quickly. Yeah, because that's huge damage there.
Yeah, so you've got to go back and order another one now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to jump on Weisman here, who's racing with Woolbridge. Of course, Woolbridge is in the faster GT3. Weisman is in that GT4, and you can see the pace difference there. Both Mercedes, and down the straight alone, over a second pulled. It's a huge pace difference between GT4s and the GT3s around this track. And 12, 13 to 14, it's a three-way battle there, as you can see. Less than a second. You've got Van Leeuwen versus Delmer versus Garganoff. And it'll be interesting. Three different machines, the Lambo, McLaren and the Ferrari. I would assume the Lambo on the straights has the legs, but the McLaren around here is OP.
Yeah. I used to love the Lambo around here.
Oh yeah, I forgot you'd done the Lambo for a good while as well, yeah.
I did, yeah. And then I did a season in the Ferrari, which I'd sort of fallen out with.
Yeah.
It's as well I stopped racing. I was enjoying it. But he's no. Has he slowed down to let them pass?
They must have their different split.
Oh no, Tom!
I'm going to jump on to
Oh
Tom.
no, it's not Tom.
Tom's
Sorry, I'm in
racing,
the wrong
right?
car.
That was
I was
Garganoff.
watching him.
Oh, Garganoff had a moment there, didn't
The Garganoff. Yeah, he did.
he? Yeah. I'd have seen the
Unforced
off where
error.
he lost it, yeah, by himself. And into the wall he goes, unfortunately.
Right, so we've got Teixeira, Teixeira is down to 6th place. He was in 4th for the longest time. Nielsen and Dianos got past him. Bilansky in P2 is clawing back the lead from Machado. Commissar is 4.5 seconds behind him. 5 seconds behind him is Bahanos and Nielsen, 4.5 seconds. Teixeira, just under half a second. And then the KTM in P7, Gasolina. Tom Solitaire P8. Di Collini. And P10 is Javon Ringston. Ferrari. So it's 4 Ferraris in the top 10.
Teixeira and Nielsen swapping positions there. You've got the Ferrari overtaking the Ford. The Ford, I'd say, is a beast in a straight line. Now, the Ford was given a bit of flash and wasn't a bit happy with that one, but sure, if you get out of the way, there's not much you can do. But just a little fun fact for you. The Mercedes GT2, 294 kilometres down the back straight. It's seriously fast.
Let's light the tires and kick the fires. No, it's the other way around, isn't it?
Unbelievable though, like, because that's literally about a 10 to maybe 14 km/h difference on some of these cars.
Yeah, and you've got some long straights where you can just eat it all up.
And versus the GT4, it's a 30 km/h difference, which is massive. The Texera here is having a good fight with Nielsen. These two quite matched. Ford versus Ferrari, we've heard that battle before.
Yeah. I think in my last Enduro, I was teamed up with Sparky, and we ran Stang over here, and it was fun. I wasn't particularly good, but then again, I never was. It was a lot of fun.
Come here, you don't have to be good to enjoy racing. All of us start off bad, but like, I will say though, from when I first met you back in the days of Era to where you were the last time I seen you race, it was a huge improvement. It takes time to get fast, that's the thing. Once you learn the fundamentals of racing line, braking, that kind of stuff, then you can start adding pacing. But until you understand that and understand setups, you can't really move forward. I think that's true for anybody.
Putting the fun into fundamentals.
Exactly, and there we go. Texera forced an error there from Nielsen, so that was a fundamental thing, waiting for the pressure. And now for him, he's 1.4 seconds clear because of that. And look at this guy, Gasolina is absolutely on the back of that KTM. I'm loving seeing it.
He's going to get him going up the hill, if not before.
Moonwalk past it now in a minute. Oh, the noise of the KTM as well is beautiful.
Holds it beautifully. Look at.
That's what it's all about. And you know what? I'd love to bring back for maybe season 7 GT2 racing again in our Wednesday season, because I absolutely loved when it was in. Just unfortunately, it doesn't seem to get the numbers, but the GT2 cars are awesome.
I just watched B26 Koshen. He's just made an overtake going up the mountain.
Nice.
Clean. Very good. Another one in the Nissan.
I've got to say, the GT4 drivers. Oh yeah. Oh, if you're in the Nissan today, I know John Dudley, if he was available to race, would be in heaven right now. He races the Nissan, and he'd be absolutely in heaven. But it's good to see, though, I was trying to say there as well, the GT4s are being amazing, letting people by. They're not really impeding anyone. So I'm loving the respect to other drivers here is top notch. I'm loving this.
Yeah. I mean, as somebody who spent a lot of time blue flagged, it is an extra pair of eyes that you need to. You're always keeping an eye on the blue flags in your mirror. And,
oh yeah.
You know, do I let them past here, or do I potentially hold them up? I know it's frustrating for the faster driver, but when you get into a complex like the mountain, you just can't pull over and let them pass, because you know you make it dangerous for both of them. So you have to hold your line and just hope that they have the patience and don't try and force their way through, because you know it will end in tragedy. It usually does.
Oh yeah, I don't know if did you race in the race I done here close to about a year ago, where I had M2s, GT4s, GT3s here. I was driving an M2 and it was the most scary experience driving the mountain, because there was about a 50 km/h difference going through the mountain between the M2 and the Porsche. I got murdered coming up the skyline. A Porsche just took a corner so fast and killed me. It was hilarious. I learned never to use M2s mixed with GT3s after that day.
I'm not sure if I was in that race. I know I've done a couple of these where I've just stayed with the race all the way through. I've not been particularly fast. I've just stayed with it, got to the end, and I've done things. I've finished 4th, I think, out of maybe 20 started.
Nice.
Just for sticking with it and getting out of the way, not causing anybody else any grief. So that's the kind of races. Even though I'm not up in the front, you enjoy those.
Yeah, because you're finishing the race. See, the thing about it is, right, you can be super fast and talented, but a lot of people, I'm not saying all fast drivers are the same, but from my experience running communities and that, I find fast guys, if they have a bad race, they'll quit it. Well, you'll have someone who's like mediocre, like myself, like yourself as well, like Not saying, like, you know, we're all in the same boat there with pace.
Oh, I wish I was mediocre.
No, but like we you know, we're all in that kind of ballpark. If I'm being
Yeah.
honest for myself as well, but we'd finish a race, no matter what,
Yeah.
and that's where the points come in, especially in league racing. That was what's vital, and I think in one of the seasons with myself, like you were doing fucking unbelievable because you were finishing every race.
Yeah, I think I raced in the 3 or 4 leagues, and
We've had a
I think I
disconnect.
came P3
Yeah,
class,
yeah.
just finishing. So, you know, never say never and don't give up, because it's always there.
1,000,000%. And just say hello to Aces there, to Sparkles, the Hobbit that's in the chats as well. Sorry, keep an eye on the chats there as well. Hello everyone for watching. Thank you for watching. And if there's any driver you'd love to see a hot lap on with, let myself or Brianne know, and I'm sure we'll be more than happy to assist with that as well. Yeah, I don't know. For me, I love these one-off events though as well, because people can just let loose and have fun.
Yeah. I mean, you tend to draw in drivers that you haven't seen before, and if
True.
they have a good race, if they have a good experience, then you know they could be coming back to the league and joining in.
Well, hopefully they do. Like, we've got our season 7, which I'm releasing next Friday, already kind of nearly fully planned out. But not only that, so just say for instance they're doing the one-off event with ourselves, Supercharged. We run the Wednesday league and we have like sprints on Fridays. There is other leagues, so we are very close. I'm all about affiliated leagues. Obviously, you know this very well with LFI, with Amigos. So even if I can't offer you something Supercharged that you may want to race it on a day or a time, we have plenty available there and there. You're pressing affiliated leagues. You have LFI, SSRI, you know, Odyssey Racing. There's loads of different communities there. Pick and choose what you want. And of course, we run the LFI time attack as well. That's all there. So you join the LFI server and do it, but we have the table. It's automatically updated in our Discord as well. So we're all about pushing other communities as well as our own. So even if we mightn't have a race for you, there'll be one there. Of course, we've iRacing starting this day next week, which I'm super excited about as well for that championship.
I think LFI is running a one-off 2.4 hour enduro on the 6th of October.
Oh, nice.
I'm not sure if it's been posted in Supercharged.
But if it's not, we can get it posted in, and I'll probably race in that one again. A great fun. I think it was myself and Nathan Warren that done the Bathurst one with LFI, and we had the best fun. Sim racing with Chris Tedder. Finishing races is so overrated.
Now, you mentioned his name, and I just have to point out that I've never been as scared of Chris Tedder as having seen his photo in your iRacing.
Yeah.
He's terrifying. It looks like he's going to tear your head off. He's a scary, scary man. Not going to lie.
Well, he gave me 3 pictures to choose from for the iRacing thing, so I don't know which one I'll use for that yet.
Nothing from his...
His personal collection, that's all I'll say.
Yeah, that's a good picture though. And
cool.
those are the ones that you're going to use as the driver's pictures.
Yeah, so
So I've seen the stream preview where it pops up. You've got the car, you
yeah,
can swap it to the driver's base, their helmet, you know, their helmet colours.
yeah.
He said qualifying it quickly.
Yeah, that's true. But that's what it's all about. Look, as a broadcaster yourself, I know you said you've only got one under your belt, but you're a fellow broadcaster in my eyes once you start doing it. And you know yourself, it's all about adding as much as you can in that's relevant, I suppose, to it. And that's one of the things. I'm not sure if we can do that with iRacing. If we can, I think that, or sorry, with ACC, I'd love to do it as well if drivers are up for that. I think that's the biggest thing. The driver needs to be.
Got P14. Van Leeuwen he's lost time going over the mountain. He's closing in on P13. Ikonen.
We see him there. We're on the streaming him now. Although P13 Ikonen is actually putting on a bit of a fight here with Garganoff as well as Sorensen.
Right in front, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a bit of a battle going on.
That's a bit of a traffic jam.
That's Usmanov doing his best to get out of the way, and this is the thing, it's you know, he doesn't need to be doing what he's doing. He's doing his best to filter the cars through, and fair play to him. He's doing his very best, and at least people know.
You come through this complex. There's just nowhere to go. You have to stick to your line. Then you can let them past.
They'll naturally breeze by the GT4 here anyway, which is nice. So it looks like we've lost 2 GT3 cars. I don't know who though, because both GT2s are going, all the GT4s are still going. So I know one got a disconnect because I've seen every driver number go up, so need to have a look there. Tom Solis is still going, as is Mr. Trevel for yourself, so both your boys are in.
Okay, there's been something happened up front. Machado still in the lead. Bilansky is now 10 seconds behind.
I think that's just general race pace as well.
Yeah.
There's no damage on his car or anything like that, but Kilmasorov, there's only about a second off. Chris Tedder said that it's a Photoshop masterpiece and that his trousers were Photoshopped for that picture.
Was it his trousers that were Photoshopped in?
I don't want to know the answer to that. I think that should be the imagination of the viewer. As
it wasn't the trousers that scared me. Now, there's a line I thought I'd never say on a live broadcast.
Sure, it's grand. But yes, the Sorensen's in the pits, which is interesting for me. They are doing, I'd say, tyres as well, because they're stopping nearly 30 seconds. I think that's a bit much for a trio race to already be doing tyres 30 minutes in. Like, the track temperature is 36 degrees, so yeah, it is on the quite hot side. But for tyre changes, at least an hour you'd want to be doing. At least.
Yeah, you would think so.
But we stopped for 47 seconds, so there was damage fixed there as well. Because Trevel stopped for 37 seconds.
Yeah, just a second.
I would have said that was for full damage, though. I'd say that was only damage.
Yeah, he had some major damage.
Yeah.
He's just somebody.
I think there are cars lapping that are up ahead of him, though. So that's these guys in P2 and P3. We know Trevel's good for that. He doesn't block people. I'm with Tom as a Kossian, who is looking to get by our own Usmanov. And Ayrton's running P2 in his split at the minute as well, so that's quite enjoyable for him. Back further, or up further, should I say then, Van Loon is still there with Nikkanen. Kimi Nikkanen. It's hard to get all these names right. But good stuff. But you know what? I'm really impressed with this KTM running P6. And he's only, 5.7 seconds off then P5. And these don't have the aero of the GT3s, so this mountain is probably on a knife edge. I'd say it's super enjoyable from the drive. But then on the straights, as you're quite aware, like that KTM, although the KTM's only doing 285, which is nothing, versus 294 for the Mercedes. Although
Strebsky is down in P25, so he must have. He's done a pit stop.
Yeah, he has indeed, but he damaged as well at one stage. This is Bathurst. You know yourself. So even in the 3 hour for the 2.4 at LFI, I noticed every door bang, you do that a few times over the mountain, it goes from half a second up to about 7-10 seconds very, very quickly.
Yes.
So
every little door bang is 3 to 5 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Two laps, and you're looking at pitting.
Yeah.
Just for being a bit careless.
So
down in P18, we've got Taha.
Very sideways, Taha.
Yes. But he's going to get out a stepladder and climb all over the back of Sorensen very shortly.
I'm bored with him here now.
If not going into that corner, maybe.
So the McLaren should pull away a bit here now. The McLaren, I know myself, is absolutely unbelievable through this sector. Yeah, you can see how much tighter the McLaren's able to get the line and open it up.
Yeah, but halved the gap. Admittedly, they're going a bit slower through this part, but when it comes to the when they get onto the straight, when they come out of it.
Yeah, well, like the Nissan is only actually doing 283 kilometers an hour versus 281 for the McLaren. So it's actually not a major difference in pace, which I'm shocked at.
McLaren has had their little one or two slidey moments there.
They're going to get the blue flag now from P6 is the KTM. The Nissan trying to go for a dirty little move, and it's worked a bit.
Bang. Yeah, there we go. We were just talking about that. So that's chipped away at his overall speed. Plus he's got the Nissan.
Although
I'm
it's
not going to call it.
Nick.
I'm not going to call it to see who's going to be ahead after this. Get it stopped. Yes.
That was close, but what I'm more worried about to hold up the KTM now behind. Oh, and third and second have literally just swapped positions as I jump on with them into turn one. I'm going to reverse it back. Hopefully it doesn't change beforehand. So the Beamer got a bad exit out of the last corner there. You can see the Ferrari then moves to the outside. So that's Kizamarov and Belinsky, and he'd be kicking himself over that.
He lined him up before the first turn, didn't he?
Absolutely, but look at that, they're all over each other there, going up the mountain now. And he's just going to have to sit and wait. I know that BMW is quite a good stable car, and that's Trevel then behind them in the background. But this is going to start developing. Texera's in the pits as well, so Tom Solis moves up into P7 now. This is looking quite fun now. See, at the minute as well, with people off pitting, we're not going to get the full part of this race now until the last half an hour. That's when it's going to be absolutely crazy, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm lost already. I don't know who's where and why. I'm just seeing the gaps between them.
Well, I can tell you the top 9 haven't pitted. Texera is pitted. Then everybody behind has pitted at least once, pretty much, other than Weissman in the GT4. Delamere is the only driver to pit twice. So car number 13, and he's in there at the minute. He's the only driver to pit twice. So let's see how this goes. So on with Belansky here. The Beamer's dropped off a bit, so Kismarov I think has kind of got this done. That small little tiny mistake from Giorgio Belansky there is going to be absolutely playing on his mind now over this next stint. But then again, if he's able to run the stint a bit longer, once he stays there with him pace, he can try the overcut if he can, or go for the undercut and get him fresh tyres that little bit earlier to try and gain back track position. But it might impede his kind of tyre stints later on in the race, so there is ways for him to get that position back. But
it also depends on, traffic that they come up against.
Yeah,
if they come up against a battle going over the mountain where they can't get past each other, they're going to be slowed down.
100%.
The concertina effect just squeeze them back up together again. So, the battle could be back on before they know it.
110%. I've got to jump on here down to P20, as because of the traffic of a GT4, you have Garganoff and Weissman right on it there. And of course then with the GT4s moving out of the way, Garganoff trying to get through two GT4s.
He's just gone straight past him. Good man.
Nice stuff there. And that's how it should be. The GT4 should be able to hold their line. GT3s have the power to get by.
Now he's got 13 seconds for the next car, or the next position of the car. So he's got a bit of breathing space now. They can just settle down, concentrate.
Well, that's it. So if we look at it, apologies there. So just to look at that there, just to give you perspective as well, when just for yourself, and that's how I look as well. So if you look if you go to view statistics in the race control thing, you'll actually see how long they're out on this stint. So Garganoff's only on his second lap from pitting versus...
Right, I'm not running race control.
Okay.
I haven't got enough screens.
Okay.
Right.
I'll give you them stories then. I can feed you in with that. So the car ahead is 21 minutes on their stint at the minute. So 19 is going to be on fresher tyres, so should be able to pull in that gap, I'd say. but lap times and be able to run that bit longer. Now, in terms of the pit stop itself, the last pit stop, Gray was stopped for 2 minutes and 3 seconds due to the heavy damage versus a 1 minute 43 as well. So both of them had severe damage to fix, but there was just that little bit more on the car ahead. So possibly Gray might have in his mind now he might be driving at 90% of his overall pace to prevent any damage. So it could work in his favour. Depends how it goes for the next few laps. We'll keep an eye on the lap times, I suppose.
Yeah, well, we still haven't been racing for an hour yet.
So much has happened. I love the fact that there's rolling chicanes out there. Machado and Nielsen both in the pits. So that's Tom Solis up in the 5th now. Ooh. Kismanoff and Belansky 3/10 off. They're essentially fighting for P1, as of course the race leader had jumped in and pitted. Machado, who's down in P6 at the minute.
Yeah, so KTM is climbing up.
Listen to that car.
P4.
Yeah, but you can see the difference between the GT3 and the GT2 there. You have to lift up a little bit around some of these corners. You're not able to throw it in like the GT3 and rely on the aero.
No.
I'm surprised the BMW isn't catching the Ferrari at the rate of knots I was expecting it to. Even with the LFM bop. Joe, what's really awesome as well, the GT4s have an LFM bop as well on them.
Oh, do they?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's only GT2s that don't.
Right, so the P2, BMW P2, he was held up, which is why the gap is stretched.
I think that was nearly the natural gap before they hit the back markers as well. Because if you remember, right after making that mistake, the Ferrari did pull out to about 0.91 seconds kind of area.
Right, 0.97 now, so
it's starting to really push on. Just do that for these. Yeah, I'll show that on the screen as well. So I'll jump back across. And just to show you there, I just have the standings at the minute going up, so you're going to see then the handicap. So for the Ferrari, it's actually 19 kilos dropped off it. The BMW gets 7 kilos. The Aston Martin gets 3 kilos knocked off. The Porsche gets 13 kilos knocked off. The Ford Mustang gets 5 kilos added. The Lamborghini Huracan gets 9 kilos added. Then where are we? 1 kilo for the Mercedes GT3. Then in the GT4s, the Aston Martin GT4 minus 31 kilos. The McLaren's plus 24 kilos, by the way. And then just to scroll down for the other ones. So it's plus 40 kilos for the Mercedes GT4 and minus 26 for the Porsche Cayman.
Doesn't seem to make any difference to it though.
No, it's a beast.
40 kilos, it's just using it for ballast. Not slowing it down at all, it's just giving it better grip.
It's crazy. Oh, and Texera gets the fastest lap of the race last race, 201.615. So we're starting to see the times drop down now, which is interesting to see as well. Kismanoff though, best lap was a 201.945 at the minute, lapping a 204.497. So them tyres are probably starting to feel a little bit of pain.
Yeah, so the top 5 haven't stopped yet. Machado is making his way back up to the lead. Right, Belansky's in the pits. P2 is into the pits now.
I think that's a smart move to try and get the undercut done with Kismanoff. You'll see, I guarantee you Kismanoff will be in the next lap.
Yeah, I mean this is what, 45 minutes?
Yeah. Oh, Treble had a moment there. Let's go back 15 seconds to see what happened. Oh, he had a spin.
Unforced error?
I don't know if it was an unforced error.
Can't see any visible damage.
Neither can I. Yeah, I just think maybe he lost it into the corner. That's unlucky. So we have lost 3 cars in this race. I've seen number 741, number 18 and number 13 have all left or disconnected. I know one of them definitely disconnected early on. I just can't remember which one that was. As we've got Nielsen and Texera racing hard as always. Solis is in the pits. Belansky just leaving the pits there now. So this is going to be the one for... We'll keep on with Andrew here to see, does he drop into the pits this time to try and actually protect his position. So far, not much has happened there on with Nielsen though, as he's close to Texera. So Nielsen having quite a good race. Nielsen pitted about 2 laps before, or sorry, after Texera as well.
Yeah, Machado's back up into 4th now.
Wow.
And the 3 ahead of him are still yet to pit. So it looks like he's going to be getting his lead back sometimes shortly.
Let's see, is he going to win the pits this time or no? So I'm confused by Andrew is not defending off the threat of the undercut. That to me is quite a surprise, if I'm honest. So I think Limpar here might get the jump because they're going to be on fresh tyres now. I'm just looking at the lap times. So last lap for Kismarov was a 2:03.567. We'll wait for this lap to go through before I'll be able to tell you the lap time. Although it's probably not going to be representative because of the pits. So it'll be another lap before, so we can give a representative lap time from the BMW. Logan Wilco, Bathurst, a lovely track. How are you doing, Logan? Hope you're keeping well. Of course, anyone in Supercharged would have known Logan from our F1 side of things. And by the way, we called the day on the F1 side of things. We are only solely now ACC and iRacing at the present moment in time in terms of leagues. It was a sad day, a year of running the F1. So, if you were on track right now, Brian, what car would you like to be in?
Oh, that's a hard one. You have to think. I'd like to say KTM, but it would probably be the Nissan, I think. For just right, got Teixeira. What's that?
Teixeira's a bit back there, but
Race?
Gold is in the
Race.
pits.
Yeah, he just came through the first corner as a car coming out of the pits. But it's fine. Yeah, so probably the Nissan, just for the fun factor.
I'd go something a bit older than you. I'd go to V12 Aston, just for the noise of that car through the mountain would be unbelievable alone.
But yeah, that and the Mustang. I mean, I did enjoy the race we had in the Mustang.
Oh yeah, the Mustang it's a NASCAR basically.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And the KTM's in the pits. And is Daniel De Hanyos in P2 and the Aston Martin. So Kismarov is all by himself, so Machado should surely jump up into P2 now. But yeah, to be honest with you, there's a few cars I love the sound of, but the V12 Aston, for me, or even the Jag, if you have a Jag close to a wall and the echo back, it sounds like an old Spitfire. It's awesome.
Oh, going through the cutting in one of those cars is great.
Oh yeah. It's I love the Jag anyway. Just for the shits and giggles. Do you remember the race we had in here? Remember I forced the race back in the day in Kyalami?
I do. I was when I was syncing my liveries. I actually spotted my livery for the Jaguar.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was one of the custom ones that I did, and it was the Rothmans Racing.
Oh yes.
Which, I mean, I did that myself. Went out and got the logos and spent some time on Google looking at photos of the Rothmans Racing team. Stuck them all over the Jag, and yeah, I love that. Because I think everybody did with the Jags. They had to personalise them. So we've got Threeville, Mr. Slow.
I've only noticed one thing. It's coming up with a replay. It's saying replay even though we're not on a replay. I'm assuming that's from the overlays that I'm not used to. Let me search that out because I've only noticed that now. I don't know where that's coming from, but it's not a replay. Ah, I know what that is now. It's stuck me in. You can't see it, only I can see it.
Okay.
I was really confused because I'm looking at the actual game screen and not at like the OBS where the game's running through to see what you are seeing, and all I can see is replay on my screen, but that's because I've software running for something else. That makes sense. Sorry about that.
OnlyFans.
Oh, Jesus.
Does OnlyFans do replays?
I don't have a clue. I may join. Do you have a
That sounds
replay
crazy.
facility? I'm sure Tedder will know exactly.
Yeah.
We'll jump on here though with Gasolina. We have Nielsen ahead, and these two are having a nice little ding dong. Although there was a ding dong there from Nielsen on the exit of the corner there as well. So you don't want to do that. As you were only literally talking about a few moments ago, you don't want to be hitting that wall too often like that because it's just going to keep building up that damage. And rats out of the way of them fighting.
KTM reeling him in.
Down to a tenth of a second. You can nearly smell what you had for dinner. And Mr. Trevel as well, putting the pressure on Doda here, half a second between them.
Yeah, he's moving up.
And I know he likes this track as well.
Yeah. Now, Komisarov still hasn't pitted.
No. Well, he can go for an hour like 65, 70 minutes if he can. But with 4 stops to do, I think that's crazy.
Yeah. I just seen the gap to Machado, and that was 41 seconds. So that's not enough to pit. Minimum pit stop and then come back out again.
No, you need at least a minute.
Stay out needs. Oh, if he's going to stay out, as soon as the words left on out, he pulled in.
Sorry. But then again, if he's fixing damage, this is the thing. Well, we're saying he needs a minute. I'm just looking at the pit time from the pits. It fluctuates so much from 50 seconds to a minute to like a minute and 10.
No, Komisarov's Ferrari. So he's got some damage which he may not want to fix. He may want to just get the pit stop over and done with and come out as close to Machado as he can.
To be honest with you, I think this is the kind of track, from my own experience, it's worth fixing it every time because it builds up very easy. Wall tap, wall tap, wall tap.
Yeah.
With 10, 15, 20 seconds worth of damage.
Ken and Doda.
Yep.
He's right on him now.
Porsche versus BMW, so it's 3/10, 4/10. It's in around the 3/10 mark. He's getting a bit of a toe, possibly 2 or 1/10. I'm not sure. It's not like F1 where the draft is super strong. That Porsche seems to be a rocket in a straight line, running probably a little bit less swing. Very impressed with that.
Oh.
Interesting. And it seems they're getting the blue flag from the car behind. Let's knock this Mar off anyway. He's back out on P2, so he stayed ahead of the BMW by 2.7 seconds, so obviously had good pace. I was doubting that a little bit for him, so fair play. Very, very interesting there. Nielsen and Gasolina still at it there. Although Gasolina got the job done, it looks like.
Oh, slow as he's heading off. I don't know if he was letting the car past. Because of course it's going to put the guy ahead under some pressure. Now he's got another car chasing him down as well.
Not what he wants. We see that's for actual. Oh, that Porsche got a huge hit there. So Doda's after getting at least between 3 to 5 seconds worth of damage. That was a heavy hit against that wall. So Treva can just watch him do that a few times and know he doesn't need to do much other than hit past him.
Yeah. So let's take one.
Oh, the
Stop
Ferrari.
rear lunge. So he's now got a car between him and Doda, sorry.
I love the fact that Bourne's using a car that's not ideally suited to this track as well, the Cayman. And having the Porsche of Solace, I think that is behind him as well. This is going to show the difference between a GT3 Porsche and a GT4. As we see Solace going for the move by already. Both of them are full throttle, but look how easy it is. Like they're barely around the bend, and it's already
you
done.
could imagine that Byrne would see Tom go past him and think he'd stopped.
Yeah.
To climb out the car to have a look at his tyres or something.
It's a huge difference though. Look at the pace difference there.
Yeah. Dot in the distance.
Already. Back on though, Garganov about 0.8 of a second off Toy. That's going to be a race to look at soon enough. Woolbridge and Gray, of course, both out there. Gray in the Nissan and Woolbridge in that Mercedes. I know Chris Rock was a fanboy in Woolbridge earlier, so
Fischer and Dehanos in 5th and 4th. Just coming onto the mountain now, going through the cutting. Very close.
The Aston taking a slightly wider line, and they do the apex beautifully there as well on entrance and exit. Here you need to be brave and be able to try and keep the foot completely planted in, which both of them seem to have done. Now here you need absolute cojones of steel to try and brake as late as possible as you dare.
Keep as close to the right as you can as well. Because that then opens up the exit to it.
Absolutely perfect tips as well. And it seems that Ford, it's inevitable it's going to get by. That Ford is doing 288 kilometers an hour on that main straight. I would be fairly certain to say this should be quite a textbook.
And he's got the suck as well. Look at that.
Indicating and all.
Yeah, he's indicated to pass, not to pull in. Oh,
nicely done.
Good driving from the two. That's what you like to see, isn't it?
That's the truth. The indicator's still on there. It's off now. That's what it is. But that's how you race. I'm going to jump back onto Woolbridge and Gray because these two are quite close now. These are now down to 2 to 3 tenths now away from each other as well. So this one's going to start pushing in quite nicely, I'd say. That Mercedes, it's a really nice colour. That blue really suits that Merc.
Yeah, it's metallic as well. Gives it
that
extra gloss. The old Australian sunshine.
That's it.
You can almost smell the barbies as you're going up the hill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do the accent now without that route now. For once, I'll stay humble and quiet.
Now, well, you got to give it a fair go, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that today. Ooh, the Mercedes up onto the curb.
Don't go in the raw prawn with me.
All right, mate. So I go to English straight away. Oh, I feel Mitchell. Oh,
right,
Ken Slow is getting close here now as well. And as I say close, nearly gets overtaken on the exit. 0.2 of a second between them here. This is nice and close. Can he get enough of a toe though off him?
I'm staying with Woolbridge because there's traffic ahead of him.
I'll jump back to them in a second.
Just backing Gray into him.
Oh, fucking, he's literally showing the nose, but he knows there's nowhere to go.
That's not his favourite corner. He's already stacked it now. Well, not stacked it.
Yeah, true. Oh, he's got a nice exit
Last
here.
corner. Watching two races here.
He thinks better of it this time. And I'm going to jump back onto Woolbridge here now with Gray. And they are catching up to Van Leeuwen as well, so this can go any way now at this stage. Nice stuff there from both of them. That said, deliveries today have been quite impressive in a lot of these cars.
Yeah, some of them are absolutely terrific. In my view, I'm just watching from the rear view. We've obviously got the broadcast view, so you get to see the full, bonnet to boot.
Yeah. All you need to do, press F3 if you're in the game yourself, and you get that lovely view.
Yeah. I've got enough to concentrate on. Just trying to remember who is what and where they are.
Oh, Van Leeuwen just getting out of the way. So Van Leeuwen just let them by, he wasn't fighting them. Now let me look in terms of pit stop strategy. They're all on the same pit stop, so maybe that's just a matter of, right, I know these two people are faster, I'm not going to lose time, let them by, get out of the race. That's a smart move. But is that the race leader now catching these? Is that... No, it's not. Slow bridge there.
Right, so in the top 5, you've got P5 Tahanias, who's 1.6 seconds behind P4. Teixeira, who's 8.3, so he's pulled back a second from P3. And is 4 seconds behind Komisarov. He's now 20 seconds behind Machado.
Wow.
P1.
Vanilio and Bourne are both in the pits at the minute as well, this FYI, and it looks like Taha. Jabreski's done 2 of his stops, so he's only 2 more left, as does Waning in P25. Or P24 now with Bourne in the pits.
Yep, he's in. That's it's 2 stops. Yep.
Stuff that is.
Still got an eyeball on Bridge.
Yeah, I'm on with this battle here because it's super close.
Gray goes into the pits.
Do you know what? I don't mind it, but it's like, and it was the good looking battle. Oh, as we say, that Gaganov looks like he got the move done on the inside of Van Leeuwen as well. I don't know what's going on. Is it just that he's just focused on his own racing pace and doesn't want to be getting involved with racing in terms of losing time?
He's going to make a big lunge towards the last hour.
You'll see all the crazy moves out of him now. He's saving all the crazy.
Yeah, keeping it bottled up. So, right, so Woolridge, he hasn't got anybody to fight now. Ken Slow does.
Oh! And he's found himself a bit of a Porsche to be added on to the front of his car.
Yeah, and a bit of a ding.
That was probably worth about 3 seconds at the least to him there. Not fun, but at least the position's done. But hopefully it doesn't affect him too much, because we don't know if he already has any damage on the car. And the last thing you want with 10 seconds worth of damage is that extra bit, because you will start feeling it after a certain amount.
Yeah, and you can tell that he's got damage because of the paint chips that start appearing in the in the livery, but it doesn't look to be too bad. There's no panels flapping loose or anything like that. That's normally a sign of more than 20 seconds worth of damage.
Yeah, luckily
But he is going into the pits, so maybe it was more than he can put up with.
Well, he's already done 46 minutes on this stint, so probably not a bad time. Change his tyres, fixed a bit of damage and go back out there. So that's probably a smart move there, and he's off-cutting the Porsche who's right behind him anyway. So when you think about it, he's 46 minutes on the stint, but it's not good for Doda. Doda had only 15 minutes on the stint. So that's an unnecessarily early stop for him. Luckily enough though, with the 4 stops, it offsets it a little bit. Hence I decided to show a crazy 4 stop in, just to give it that bit of extra complexity as well. Up to 33 incidents on the incident report, so not too bad. Could be a lot worse.
That's not bad for an hour.
Well, it's Bathurst, so it's really not bad.
That's not bad for an hour at Bathurst.
Definitely not. There's been days I had restless nights over the amount of incidents.
Yeah, I think when I first started racing, you get that first turn.
Oh yeah. It's absolutely crazy, but luckily enough that's been done.
It's a P16. Let's have a look at him.
We'll probably jump on now with 16 now.
He's closing in on Van Leeuwen, who, as you pointed out earlier, seems to be letting everybody past, keep crazy bottled up.
let's hope it's not going to be an absolute massacre. Oh, be
Yeah,
careful.
when he does get around to uncorking the bottle.
This thing, we've got a Toy now in Anonymous Rat's car, so Toy definitely has a good bit of pace here. He is teammates with Anonymous Rat in the Sex Pistols livery. And up against Van Leeuwen. Will Van Leeuwen start to feel a bit more feisty, or will he let them by? That's Tom Solis right behind. So Tom will be giving the blue flag to these guys as well. So
getting busy up front from Ty's. Oh, Ty rear-ended.
this is what happens. It's a bottleneck though of the GT4 as well. And Tom Solis has the blue flag. He's given the flash. That's fair. Hopefully they'll just get out of Tom's way fairly. Porsche is a gorgeous looking car, isn't it, in fairness?
Yeah.
Surround
And it sounds good as well.
Oh yeah, it sounds awesome, especially on board. Normally what I used to do, and I think I'll bring it out now, to all the viewers, whether you're watching on Twitch, YouTube or whatever, name a car you'd love to see a full lap of on board with. And what myself and Brian will do, we'll stop for a minute, we can get a drink, this will give us a minute or two of a drink.
Oh yeah.
And so vote who you want to do a full on board lap with. Whoever gets the most votes within the next 2 laps, we'll do a full on board lap with. So on Twitch, YouTube, Discord, wherever you want to put the vote in, do it now. And I'll have a look, and whoever has the most mentions will be done. If no one mentions, I'm just going to pick someone on random.
Yeah, pick a random Nissan.
That's a very random thing.
Yes.
Limpar's doing a nice job there, so staying ahead of Texera as well in the Ford. He's stuck behind the back marker. The KTM here is...
I'm just finding it busy.
Yeah. Well, I'm very impressed with the KTM driver here. Gasolina's doing a great job.
He's been in the top 10 pretty much from the word go, hasn't he?
Yeah, 100%. Of course, Sparkles says Tom Solis. So we have a vote in for an LFI driver. Now,
I'm not sure I can vote, can I?
yeah, you can.
Because I'd just be biased anyway.
I know. Well, you'd say Nissan. Just say Nissan,
Yeah.
nothing else.
Yeah. Right, I'm just going to get myself a drink.
Yeah, no problem at all. And,
You keep the party going without me.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. Oh, thanks very much for joining us as well.
Yeah, I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
No problem at all. So, while I'm on lonely here, get those votes in, guys and gals, and get a few bits going. So, looking here now at the close side of things at the minute, Tom Solis, funnily enough, on the back of Nielsen here, 0.3 of a second off after getting through back markers and whatnot. Now back to main racing, kind of showing the nose a little bit, saying get out of my way. Whether that'll happen or not, although I'd say Tom is absolutely now down to 0.2 of a second here. It's a drag race between the Ferrari and the Porsche. I'm not really sure what one's actually fast in the straight now, because I know the Porsche doesn't have the best top end, but he's now down to a 10th. He's showing on the inside, but now has to back out of it. Probably hoping to make the Ferrari run a bit wider. Hasn't worked this time round. And Thomas has to be patient here at the minute. He needs to either force an error or just going to sit back and just wait for something to happen. There's not much he can do at the minute. But some good stuff here. Still going on. We've got 25 cars, which is more than I expected from the amount of cars starting. So that's really, really good to see. Because a lot of people do give up easy, unfortunately, when it's a trio race. But all these guys, and I have to say, massive hats off to Reese Manoff and the guys who got mouldered at the start between starting the pits or whatever, and continuing on. So this is what we love to see. But Thomas Solis is winning the vote for the view of the car for our race or onboard lap, and I'll wait for Brianna to be back before I do that so they can get the extra bit of a break as well. as we're an hour and 51 minutes left in this race of the 3-hour event here, and it is going nice and swimmingly, I can say that. And I'm actually just going to throw in a quick ad as well for our partners here, so just really quickly while the racing's going on. That is of course Grid Finder. We do have our leagues on there. Super excited about that because we are really pushing Grid Finder forward, thanks to Bunty, Tom Bunty and all the crew there, the devs, everyone's working hard in the background. The website's going to be looking completely different in a few weeks. The tool is getting completely updated. That's all I'm going to say, and I'm super excited about the partnership with them, and of course with Traxon as well. I also want to give a little shout out there. You'll see the logo coming up, which is Just Push. That is Chris Tedder from Amigos app that he's created, and there'll be more on that coming soon. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but keep an eye out for Just Push. It's going to be a top class app, and I'd recommend anyone doing any endurance sim racing at all, use it. It's awesome. But yeah, as we're waiting here, still on with Tom Solis. He got the move unfortunately not done due to traffic and whatnot there, but I'm going to jump back on. I want to give everybody a bit of a look, so I'm going to jump on my Harley Bourne, who's running last in their split. There's only 4 GT4s today, but doing a great job. Minus 26 in the LFM BOP for the Cayman GT4, which is awesome. Of course, a slightly slower car than the GT3s, and we absolutely love them. Then we've got Waning there in their Mercedes. Looks like his Manoff is just coming up to lap him for Supercharged Motorsport running P2 in class. And then Dennis Weisman is P1 in the GT4 class, as the camera is struggling to know what's going on. And I love that livery on that car for Orcam, or AMG I think it's called. Then we've got Jabrowski in the Mercedes GT2 car. That's definitely the fastest car on track. The speed trap is 294 kilometers an hour on that, which is unbelievable. Then we've got Dario Vanello. I think he had a really unlucky start. He was in and around the P9 mark, and I was expecting a strong race out of him, and unfortunately he had an incident near at the start. But good recovery. 2 pit stops done, and is lapping quite nicely. Then we've got Alexander Gray in the Petrol Aficionados livery and team Nissan. He's got a teammate further up there. Then we've got Martin Sorensen for the Pink Panther Mercedes. Then we've got Fukin Slow, which is Trevel for LFI racing team. Of course, LFI are very close to our hearts. We have their little bits and bobs in our league between their races, but also it is the time attack, which I absolutely love, and it's all automated, so anyone who's a time attack warrior, it's absolutely perfect for you, where you get to go head to head and advertise as he gets the move done there by Doda. Nice move there by Trevel. Further on then, Tom Cossian is driving a nice race there for DSDF Racing in his number 55 Ferrari. Nice looking livery. Oh! He's going to have to wait until it's clear to get going. Luckily enough there, it's clear to do so. That was super unlucky for him. God, how the car's coming there. Now he's going to rejoin, but do it in a safe manner there. That's unlucky for him. So Van Leeuwen there now in P14 just got overtook by Ho going down the straight. Van Leeuwen though has a bit of front damage on that Lamborghini and a tiny bit of rear damage as well, so might have had a moment there as we're going through the cars there. Rear end going in as well, so the car is not acting too happy for him at the minute, but is staying out. Then we have Ho next, the teammate there of Alexander Gray, I think it is. He's doing obviously a phenomenal job in that Nissan GTR. Then we a Toy next, Adam Toy for the Sex Pistols. Himself an anonymous rat there in P12. Doing a very good job, bit of front damage on the car. Ivan Garganoff then in P11 in the Ferrari, doing a nice and handy job. Then we've got Sam Mulbridge in the Dead Posey Mercedes AMG, and it sounds so angry but looks so beautiful, and doing a great job there in P10. Then Kenneth Nielsen in P9 for Nielsen Racing, as that's the Pink Panther backwards at the minute, getting back going. Then we've got Jasper von Ringston for the Rock and Steady Racing Ferrari there, doing a very good job in P8. Then we have Decio Teixeira for SimSports PT for Portugal, doing a good job there in P7. Tom Solis for the LFI racing team there in P6. Tom is an absolute mega driver. Of course, Sparky is too. Tom, though, for me, has been a little secret assassin with his pace. Gasolina doing a seriously good job there in the KTM and having a ball of a race, of course. Easily winning his split at the moment. Then we have Daniel Dahonas next, HVML esports team in the Aston Martin, a car that's unloved in the 1.9 patch in ACC as well. So it's good to see people using it. I really do love that car. It's my first love in ACC. Before, like after doing commentary for a while, that was the very first car I used to race in, and it's an amazing car. So it's good to see it there and running so high up there in P4. Then we've got Berhold Impar next there in P3, doing a great job in the HVML esports team as well. So teammates third and fourth there, doing a great job there in his BMW. And he's 8 seconds off Andrew Kismarov there in that Ferrari. Once he's got by, he's really been able to open up, of course. That's it. In-game racing livery for the Emily Frey Verstappen Racing liveried car. Then Henrique Machado for SimSports PT is absolutely flying it there. His teammate, of course, down a little bit there, Teixeira, doing a great job there in P1 at the minute. And that is a rundown of them. So, Brianna, are you back yet? No, Brianna isn't. So, once Brianna's back, we'll go to an onboard and enjoy the race, and I'll go down and get a can of Monster while we're doing that as well.
Oh. I've got some good news and bad news. I am back,
yep.
But I got waylaid on the way out of a kitchen, plate of chicken wings. So
that's terrible news.
It is. It is if you want me to talk.
You can relax. You can relax and enjoy them. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the onboard lap anyway, so I'm going to run down and get a can of Monster. So we jump on with Tom Solis. And I'm going to keep talking away. And then once you're finished your food, by all means, join back in. Don't be worrying. You're not contracted to be here and talk all the time. Don't worry. Whatever you can do, I'm more than happy with. So enjoy the chicken wings.
So long as it's not going to get stopped out of my pay.
Hey, who's mentioning this pay thing here? That's a dodgy one.
Oh, sorry, it's not pay. It's a fee, isn't it?
Yeah. I charge you.
I don't get paid by the hour.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. But,
there's only 3 to go, and I'm jumping as hard as I can.
Well, no, enjoy it, because we're going to jump on for full on-board lap with Tom, and that's going to give me 2 or 3 minutes then to run down and get a drink. And Tom's crossing the finish line now, so we're going to sit back and relax.
All right. Right, so we're on to our halfway through our second lap with Tom. And I can't change the camera. Just watched him just scuff one of the walls over the top of the mountain. So getting on for halfway through the race, and this is where, you know, fatigue begins to tell. Done nearly an hour and a half.
I'm back, sorry.
Yeah, done about an hour and a half of racing, and everything is, you know, the gaps have lengthened between all the cars, so you kind of sat into your own little bubble.
Oh,
Only
yeah.
occasionally meeting up with other cars. I noticed this on the broadcast I did, that you know, sort of midway through the race, everybody had their own gaps. Although saying that,
How the Ferrari didn't die there, I don't know. But what I
Nice
like about
clean
this, the middle of the race is the easy part because everybody's off on different pit stop strategy and that. As I say, the main action doesn't be to the end now, but you do see some nice fights. Like we're jumping on with this one here with Michael Ho and then Garganarov just ahead. 0.7 of a second, and it's coming in close. So you still kind of get a little battles, but it gives us breathing space. As I done there, I think when you were watching, where I went through all the drivers as well, because I want to give
Yes.
everybody a little bit of time as well. So it's nice that side of things, and it means I have a fresh can, and I got some Pavlova as well with me.
God, because we're eating like kings here.
I'm
Chicken
telling you.
Pavlova.
Oh,
Salt and
mate.
pepper chicken wings, you can't beat them.
Oh yeah, that's the job. I have my family here as well, so I was just running down and say hello to them as well. Nothing like having them
Hi
over.
there, can't stop.
Yeah. Yeah, come over for dinner then next time I'm not there.
Yeah, it was nice to see you for about 30 seconds.
Literally. Feed yourselves, thanks.
Yeah. There's food in the fridge, there's bread there, butter there. Make some sandwiches.
Get a cup of tea as well, go mad.
Yeah, I'll see you in an hour and a half.
Or 3
Oh,
hours.
you're going?
Sure, look, it's all part of it. Absolutely. But yeah, no, the race is still going quite nice here. Michael Ho is definitely driving quite hard, but he's got the job done there. For now, in terms of his position, he's 3.2 seconds clear. But Garganov here in Woolbridge, 0.2 of a second, sorry, between them. I think I was on the wrong car, thinking I was on the right car at one stage. But these two here are having a nice battle. And that Mercedes, I really do like it. I like the look of it. Very pleasing.
Okay, I am seeing a gap at the top. Where's P1?
So P1 is 10.5 seconds clear of P2.
Yeah, but it's Commissaro.
So he must have pitted
We're
there.
missing a driver.
He hardly. Torres, no, there is it. Torres there. Enrique. He's after changing. Yeah, so he's pitted and he's changed driver. So it's
Oh, sorry, yeah.
João Torres is in.
Yeah, I don't have that information available to me.
Oh no, all good, all good. That's why Papa Column's here. And Tom's in the pits now. Interesting. How long is he stopping for? 35 seconds, surely. No, Tom's in for longer. He must have a bit of damage on him.
Yeah, when we were following him, he did have a bit of a door ding.
We stopped for 40 seconds, so between 5 to 10 seconds worth of damage cleaned up. So
Yeah. Well, as we said, you know, that's 2 or 3 scuffs going over the mountain, and there's
Absolutely.
10 seconds.
But I'd always, for this track, you're better off taking the few seconds of a hit and fix it. You're better off. It's just not the track to not fix your car, because it's so easy. You can have another door tap or two, and by that stage of 10-15 seconds, and you kind of have to start pitting then, because you're losing actual overall lap time with aero and stuff like that as well. So it's the one track that I would recommend always fix any damage. As
And
we
you
launch
then
here,
compromise your drive over the mountain because your car's damaged. Other people are coming up on you.
100% there. But Garganoff went up the inside of Woolbridge, but just wasn't able to hold it off, and Muldrow gets back by. So it's back to a half a second now, and he's going to have to think. At least he knows he's getting the room by Woolbridge. Woolbridge left the door nicely open for him. Just he wasn't able to make the move actually work there. So he knows where he can kind of put the nose and get a bit of respect. So it's
yeah, but Gagarinov is on 3 stops. Woolbridge has done 2.
It's crazy, isn't it?
So they're not actually fighting each other.
All they can do is their very best, but still
Yeah,
good
I mean,
race in front of them.
Woolbridge has gone from the bottom 5. He's now P10, and there are only 1, 2, 3, 4. Top 4 are all on 3 stops. 3 stops remain. So they've only done 1 hit between Kansara, Limpar, Gainos, Gasolina.
Yeah, they're going to have to start thinking about when they're going to use up these little splash and dashes.
Yeah, because it's compulsory 4 stops, isn't it?
It is indeed. We have to throw a bit of madness into it. And it brings... Strategy is the biggest thing here. Like, you can go
Madness
for...
would be rain.
Mate, I can put that in, not a bother.
Yeah, just dial in a few litres.
I do like a bit of rain. I have to say, I think Donington was probably the most perfect I've ever got rain, because it was really heavy, then it lifted and dried out by the end, and it was just phenomenal racing.
Yeah, we had it at Red Bull Ring.
Nice.
It really mixed things up,
Yeah.
and that's when you see the tactic come into play. Even just in the first few laps when the rain started, people were thinking the long game.
Yeah.
Staying out.
Yeah, no, it's good to see it, and it's nice to see the different cars and the different things. And the fastest lap is still with Torres's teammate of a 2:01.412. So what can João Torres do? Or is it Henrique that's going to be the faster of the two? But at the minute, he's a 2:02.3 last lap, and now he's overtaking a GT4 there. 2:03 or 2:02.8 for Kismanov in P1. So half a second in the difference there. So Kismanov, if they're able to pit and get a good run without too much traffic, I reckon they can pull in a little bit of that 10-second deficit. So that'll be interesting to see, can that be done. In terms of the GT4s though, we'll just talk about this for a minute here. So Weisman is leading the GT4 category at the minute. Usmanov is 11 seconds behind, but then Whining and Bourne are about a lap behind each of them again. So it really is between Usmanov and Weisman in terms of an actual on-track battle for the GT4s. The GT2s, and I think... Sorry?
Only 12 seconds between them.
Yeah,
So that's all to play for.
Not bad at all, to be absolutely fair about it. GT2s, I think that's kind of sealed for Gasolina there. They're absolutely on it. They're on P4 currently overall at the minute. They're absolutely flying in that KTM. The Mercedes probably...
Strebsky's down in P19.
Yeah. That car...
So he had a bit of a disaster earlier on.
He did, but what it is, I think, though, as well, it's a muscle car. It has mountains of power there. It's the fastest car by quite a bit in terms of top speed and that, but you can hear him having the drop gears going around corners. There's just no grip in the GT2 Mercedes. He's struggling massively for overall grip. But Gray is on the back of Doda here. Let's be entertained by a Nissan. I have to say that they're making the Nissan look like it's a very stable car. Oh, the Porsche Doda goes very wide.
Yeah. Yeah, gracious, thank you very much. And he's lucky that he went off just at that point, because it's one of the few places going over the top of the mountain where you do come off, but you don't bounce off the wall into the part of the car behind you. So that's a great big thank you.
Yeah, he is lucky, because it's kind of up to one place. If you have the car slow enough down, you would be able to kind of catch it, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was quite lucky there. But at the same time, I've had a crash there before, and I actually went sent to Narnia once I hit the grass. So it depends on how you run onto it.
Well, yeah. I mean, my experience is generally when I have a crash on the mountain, I come out of it in another postcode.
Pretty much the same. So we've got Toy and Usmanov now in the pits. Everybody else is out there. I've not noticed anyone get a drive-through yet for track limits.
It will be coming. As soon as we get to the 2-hour point, that's when, you know, things start to open up.
Yeah. Because I am expecting a little bit of a trip to Penalty Central, but then again, could be absolutely wrong.
To be fair, with Bathurst, the track limits are not that drastic as compared to somewhere like Monza,
Misano.
Misano. Oh, I love Misano.
I love it, except for its track limits. Its track limits are crazy. What it is here, we're seeing some spectacular offs. And this game can sometimes use that as a track run. So some people mightn't actually be expecting it as well.
Yeah.
It will make for interesting racing. It'll be interesting to see if there's anything to it. If Chris Heather was racing, I would have put in the admin code by now and given me drive-through 30 or something. Stop code 30.
I think, yeah, if he was racing, he probably would have done the first 10 laps in first place.
He's on a great run of form lately, though.
Well, that's true, yeah. It's not the Chris of old that I knew. he's actually concentrated now.
I wouldn't mind. He doesn't put on any practice because he's on either iRacing or LMU. Mainly, to be fair about it, he'll do a little bit of ACC on the Monday for Amigos, but other than that, he just jumps in with us on a Friday and on a Wednesday.
Stick, doesn't it? Oh yeah, it doesn't put any practice in. He just wins.
Yeah.
I'm glad I stopped driving.
If only I had that kind of pace. I wouldn't mind. I rarely drive now as well. I'm like yourself. And even at that, I do it for a bit of fun now if I can ever get time. As I was saying to you there though, I drove the Jetta TDIs though in iRacing yesterday. I mean, one of the best, most fun races I've had in ages. Because it was literally just the slowest cars you could think of, barely hitting 120 mile an hour on the straight in Misano's long straight.
Yeah.
Oh sorry, not Magello's, sorry, long straight. So that's a super long straight. And it was just good fun. 5,000 RPM red line. It was good fun. It was really good fun. Sometimes it's nice, as I was saying to you, even in the PMs, it's nice to get doing comms on a different series as well, or racing, something like that. It kind of just makes you more excited about racing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a not a fresh start, but it freshens the whole thing up because the tracks are different. The drivers will probably be the same, but you'll be bringing in some new drivers into the iRacing school. So that's going to shake things up a bit, and that's going to be even more foreign names that you're going to mangle.
It can never be as bad. I don't pay how much you work for a Eastern European League, and I couldn't pronounce anybody's name. I butchered them all.
You could have hired me to give you the pronunciations. I mean, I gave you Teixeira's pronunciation, and you got it right twice, and then you just threw it out the window.
Yeah, but that's me. if I don't understand it by 2 or 3 times, that's it. It's gone. But Limpar's just out with the pits.
I mean, Ken Slow, you've been okay with. Mr. Ho, you've not been too bad. Doda, yeah, you've always got that one right.
Easy ones. Woolbridge is in the pits, by the way, as well. Just about to leave. Sorensen's in the pits.
Sorensen's in as well, yeah.
So, loads of them out there.
Woolbridge is down to 1 pit stop left.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think he's that kind of timing is about right. So we've got an hour and a half, so 45 minutes on this set of tyres, thereabouts.
Yeah, if they do it like that, looking at the pits times for them.
Or get
Nobody's
an hour's-
splashing and dashing. They're all doing tyres at the very least.
Yeah. You do a you do an hour, and you've got the last 30 minutes when everything starts to even out, and you are racing for position. And you've got 30 minutes worth of tyre wear left. It could be the call.
It seems to be the way, doesn't it? In fairness, there's going to be interesting. Gasoline is now in the pits as well. That'll be 2 more stops for them to do after this. Jabreski must have 2 left. Jay's done an extra one as well.
Yeah, Komisarov's got 3 left. Dohanyos has got 3 left. Who else? Just those 2.
Would you like some statistics?
I would love statistics. Gives me a chance to cough.
Yeah. So the biggest losers in terms of losing positions is the joint award so far for Vanilio and Garganoff, both down 8 positions. But who's the biggest winner, do you reckon?
Biggest winner, Gasolina.
Actually, M. Ho up 18 positions.
Wow.
And Gray, his teammate, up 17 positions.
Oh, and look what they're driving.
The Nissan.
Yeah. Oh, we said that at the start, didn't we?
Absolutely.
I mean, not only are they making up positions, but they're having a lot of fun doing it.
That's mainly it for me as well. I think they're just having the best fun doing it. Torres is up 6 positions now. Oh, sorry. Dohanyos is up 6 positions. Torres is down 2 positions, but that's because the 2 ahead haven't pitted yet. Of course, this is the pole sitter car and what's been leading the race pretty much most of the race. So, yeah, that'll be quite fun. I'm just going to plug quickly my iRacing stuff as well that's starting next week because it's our very first championship, so it's sponsored by Traxon, so there'll be racing gloves given out as well as personally myself. I'm putting up an actual financial prize as well for the guys, so it's going to be a very good
Is that a sub for your OnlyFans site?
Unfortunately, it's not from the subs, but I actually have to keep paying fake accounts at the minute to pretend that I have subs. So it's been nothing but a losing battle for me. But,
that would be worth starting racing again for.
I'm telling you. But no, it's good. So I'm really trying to push this along. So please, if you've nothing to do on any Sundays over the next coming 5 weeks, come in and say hello. You'll get to see some GTP, LMP2 and GT3 racing and iRacing. It's an IMSA series that I'm doing, mini IMSA series. Starting off with the Tona Road course next Sunday, so that'll be live on all of our channels as well. But I'm super excited about that one, and of course my first time doing a full official broadcast on it as well, which will be fun.
Luckily you won't have me mithering away in the background at you, but I will be watching it.
There's no such thing as mithering. You're always welcome anytime to do comms. If I get to relax for a minute, I'm happy with that. But
I gotta say, I'm having a lot of fun.
No, so am I, Jay. It's nice to have someone there bouncing, and because you've raced as well, at least you understand what's happening with lines and
Well,
stuff.
I've driven. Just put it that way.
But you've been on track.
Yes, I've been on track while other people have been racing.
I know. You've been definitely having your races like before you finished up.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have someone in that understands the physics of the game, the cars, the different feels of the cars. I feel that's very important when you're doing commentary, to understand what you're talking about and understand what the driver's feeling. Like here, you can envision what's happening with the feedback through that corner, the way it lifts up with the little kind of brow in the middle of the corner, where some people might let off a little bit to let the car stabilise before putting back on the throttle. Everyone has their own kind of style with it, so it's nice that you're able to bring that through. So I think you're doing a great job, and of course anyone who is in our community or is watching this, when you join our community, jump on to LF5. Of course, you have a league starting soon as well, and you'll be doing all the broadcasts for that as well.
Yes, I will. Solo, unless you want to come and join me for, whenever you feel.
Anytime I'm free, I'm more
I
than
need the
happy.
help.
I can, and especially when I don't have the broadcast, I can just sit there and just talk. It's great.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can't. I have nothing but respect for people who race and broadcast as well. I mean, that's.
Yeah. It's hard to do, especially if you're trying to be talking to the viewers.
Yeah, and reading chat.
Yeah, that's a skill. That is an absolute skill. But speaking of skill, we've been jumping around with different cars. It's at the phase now where everybody's kind of spread out now. This is the phase of the race I like to call "Let's talk bollocks," because there's not much we can do.
Yeah, it would have been easier if we'd had some of the usual suspects from Supercharged.
Oh yeah,
But they're not in it, so I mean I'm not gonna talk about them while they're not here. But I have noticed that I mean particularly in the Donington race, some of my old nemesis has been doing particularly well.
Oh yeah.
Liam.
Oh, he's doing. Honestly, he's winning. He's going to win the championship, I think, for the Pro-Am.
Yeah, I mean, all power to him.
Which is nice to see. It's good to see him back doing a bit of racing. I know he fell out with Liverpool as well for a while, but that's what I love to see is people that we've raced with developing and moving forward. I think for me, I think I can say it more than a lot of people over the last year and a half in the leagues that we're all kind of connected with, because I've done commentary in era and got to know everyone through that and moved obviously on from that. It's great to see the progress. And for the likes of me looking at Tom Solis here now and other drivers like that, they weren't at that level back then, but the progression has been silly. It's been so good. Like.
Yeah, Tom has progressed in leaps and bounds over the past year.
Huge, like genuine, massive improvement. And
yeah, and Trevel, Dr. Evil.
Oh yeah, but even Chris Tedder, he's less crashy than what he once was.
Yes, he was the unluckiest man in ACC at one point.
Oh my God! No, that went to Gary Smith for a season.
Oh, I mean,
but even you.
Yeah, I mean, even me.
No, but honestly, your progression's been massive. Glenn Smith, Liam's brother. Talk about him in a year and a half. He's gone from me being kind of nearly faster than to him absolutely chewing it with the big lads.
Yeah.
Which is great to see. Who else? Matty Gamble, of course. I know he's had a bit of a break from racing for a while. Matty Gamble has been a huge improvement. But he's more at the esports level kind of pace than at this stage.
Yeah, I mean his progression is when I started. I think I first met up with him at ERA.
Yeah.
And from then on, he's just got faster and faster and more consistent. And yeah, like you said, he's definitely esports level.
Unbelievable. Like, and trying to even think, Nathan Warren, even seeing the Christies and Amigos pushing forward to see with ourselves.
Polycots.
That's what I was literally just about to say. The Polycots with ourselves have been a huge improvement up. So it's not all about exactly looking at the creme de la creme of dick swingers.
I mean, I used to battle with Andy quite regularly.
Yeah.
Because at one point we were of a pace, but he's left me standing now.
Yeah, he's after improving massively.
Yeah.
Massively.
And also from LFI, although he couldn't make it today, he would have done if he could. Paul Anderson, Sparky.
Yeah, in fairness, but the only thing is though, I heard Sparky was afraid to race today because with you doing commentary, you could just admit to everybody that you're actually faster than them when you taught them all,
I taught him all I know, but after that he got even faster when I stopped coaching him. So
fair.
Yeah, no, it's for family reasons he can't turn up.
That's
which fair. Was a bit of a shame, but I mean, if I'm going to ever race again, and I have no plans at this moment, it's going to be with a controller.
Oh yeah. I can give you tips there with that. That's
I started with some horrible Thrustmaster wheel which broke, or I broke it within a month, and then I had to spend 3 months on a controller while I was waiting for my Fanatec wheel to turn up.
Okay.
And when I got Fanatec rig, I was still slower.
It doesn't, I don't think gear is the biggest thing about pace. as we were talking about earlier, it's all about understanding the racing line. Consistency is the biggest thing. You need to be consistent first, even at a slow pace, to then be able to build on that. You can be as fast as all you want for a lap, but if you're not consistent, you're not going to be a good race driver. Oh, Usmanov somehow held that.
Oh,
Great job from him.
well held.
Just the ideal timing to be on the car, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's all about just understanding the car, and as Sparkle says he had his daughter, so he couldn't not race. And Sparks, to be honest with you, I would much prefer you be with your daughter than race. At the end of the day, family is really where it's at. Of course, we all do.
Yeah, and of course, it means he gets to listen to us chatting.
That's probably why he done it more. He just wanted to listen to the dream team
Yeah.
and Thomas.
Exactly.
That's exactly it.
All right. So, in terms of racing, I actually I had a go on Ride 4, which I got sat in my Steam collection, which I think I'd done about 8 minutes on it previously on a controller. And I have to say, after about 30 minutes yesterday, I was missing the racing. But on a bike, it's completely different.
Ride is a very different beast. I played Ride 3. I had the premium version. I think it was on Xbox when I had that, and it was epic fun. Epic fun.
Yeah, I had so much fun. But it's I wouldn't fancy, sort of kind of doing it at this level.
Oh jeez.
You just see Sipos P6.
That's where I'm at them
So
right
he's
now.
yeah, he's chasing down Gasolina, except he's not chasing because
It's a GT2.
the Aston and the KTM. So not chasing, following it at a respectable distance, which is getting more and more respectable.
I think
But
that'll
he
come
does
back
catch him up on the mountain,
Yeah.
and as soon as they come off, it's hasta la vista.
That's the joys of it. And I do love that Aston because that was my very first car. It was actually Glenn Smith that got me to use that car, and I honestly had great fun in it. It was the low end power was probably the only issue I had in terms of the rev range. You really had to rev that like a Honda to get the most out of it, even though it was turbocharged.
Well, yeah. All right. So here's one for your various chats. What was if they're ACC drivers? What was their first car? Mine was the Bentley.
Oh, was it?
I stayed with that. Yeah, I stayed with that for as long as I could.
Okay.
And then I went to the
So we have Gray in the pits, by the way.
yeah, it was the McLaren. Yeah, so that was quite a change, going
Oh,
from the Bentley to the
absolutely.
McLaren. I didn't stay with the McLaren for long, and then moved to the Honda, which I stayed with for quite a while. But yeah, the Bentley was my first car.
Wow, okay. Right-hand drive as well. A lot of people find that hard to get used to.
Yeah, it's if you do races with different cars, you can change cars if they're all left-hand drive. But with the Bentley, you kind of have to stick with that until the point where you give it up. You can't be changing it every week.
Yeah.
That said, Sipos is right on the tail of Gasolina.
I'm on with Garganoff and Rash. It was down to point 3 was second. I'm going to go back on to Sipos here, as he is right on the back of Gasolina here, and now we'll have the Aero as well. But
KTM is not getting away at the moment. I mean, he's going to have to back off, because even if he does get past him, he's going to lose it again coming off the mountain.
I'd say this is the most frustrating thing for him now. Look at that. The Aston, it's only where the power is on that he loses out to the KTM. Everywhere else, he's beating him on braking, and the corner, you'll see here the difference in corner pace. Gaston was able to keep that flat and come onto the back.
Now on the braking.
Well, the Aston got a little bit sideways, a bit of correction there as you see in the wheel, but gets the job done. But yeah, it's still half a second off as Kismarov is finally in the pits for Torres to go back into the lead. Yeah, so let us know, guys.
They
What was your
still got-
first car? What?
Yeah, Commissaro's still got 3 laps or 2 laps left now.
Okay.
He's in the pit, so yeah. So he was the last holdout.
So I'm expecting between now and the 45th minute for kind of everyone to get all their stops done. Although Kismanov still has 2 stops after this. A lot of them still actually have 2 stops, so they really need to be getting in now and kind of using up them stops. You don't be waiting. Because obviously if you don't do all the pit stops, it's 180 seconds the game adds on. And that's painful. I'd much rather take the hit of a minute, so 60 seconds than 180.
Sipos was just looking to get past Gasolina on the first corner, and then away he goes.
Jobs are good one anyway, they're doing well. Still on with Sipos there. Everywhere is kind of spread out at the minute. I think everywhere up to like P8 is actually lapped by the leader now at this stage. As is the difference here. It's been some good racing this evening though. I have to say that KTM is super impressed me, and I'm sure if Nathan Warren gets to look back at this one here, he was a lover of the KTM as well. He'll miss that car.
Okay, looking at P13. Hello.
It's okay, great recovery drive from Bernardo actually as well. Although he still has 2 stops to do.
Yeah, but Ken Slow, he's on 2 stops.
Yeah.
Tom on 2 stops. In fact, everybody in the top 6 is on 2 stops. Bringston, Slow, Bianello, and Wraith, and then got Weissman and Usmanov still on 2. So they've got to be planning when they're going to do their last stop.
Yeah.
And even their last but one. Do you do it at 1 hour?
I do it at 45 minutes if I'm going left, get fresh tyres on, and push like crazy to the end.
Yeah. If you've got 1 left, but if you've got 2 left, I mean, you should be looking. You can do it at the 1 hour mark and then the 30-minute mark to get the 2 in.
I do one as literally just a little splash and dash. So I do my normal pit stop and go in the very next lap, do the splash and dash, get them all done straight away and just get on with it. Like, I know 1 or 2 might hold the splash and dash to the end just in case of a big accident, so they're not having to pit again if the accident goes a bit wide. So some people might try to use it that way strategically, but I think at this stage for me I'd be wanting to get them all done and then just get on with it. Like, it depends though obviously how long they're out in this stint. Like, enough that we're on here, they've 1 more pit stop to do. They pitted 10 minutes ago. So realistically, if they're looking at doing a set of tyres, as a rat has a big incident down Skyline.
Yeah, I was just watching that. He's kept it pointing in the right direction, but he's banged both doors, both rear quarters.
That's going to be quite a bit of a heavy hit there. That's probably about 15 to 20 seconds, I'd say, there, because of the sides, the velocity that he did hit at. But,
and it's going to affect the handling at the rear as well.
Yeah.
So it's going to make things lively going over the mountain if he doesn't pit this time.
Yeah.
He's got 2 stops, so he could do it.
It'd be interesting to see.
But he had a good race with LFI at the Red Bull Ring.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, very consistent, staying out.
As Sorensen is in the pits and Weissman. So I think this could be Sorensen's last pit, so they could be the first to clear all the pit stops. Of course, there's damage on that McLaren as well.
So they're going to be racing to the finish.
Indeed. Now, at the minute, Sipos is sitting P3. Kismarov, who will be essentially P4 in the ACC side, but then we still have Is it Giorgio Blensky ahead as well? Looking at that, he's 20 minutes in the car. Kismarov, he's only in at 5 minutes. Gasolina is 18 minutes in his stint. Capose is 21. Torres is 38 minutes in. So Torres has 2 pit stops. He'll probably pit in another 10-15 minutes, put on fresh tyres. Just depends if he splashes and dashes or not with the last stop. I'd advise anyone now to get the splash and dash out of the way. So the first one to have all their pit stop done is M. Sorensen there. They're going all the way to the end. So let's see. They're in P19 after that. Let's see where they end up. There's a few cars ahead of
Sarah
pit
just
stops.
had a bit of a door bang. Coming up onto the mountain. Wasn't too serious. Could have
Solis
been.
is in. I know you're a Tom Solis fanboy, as is Sparkles.
Yep. So I've got him tipped for the top 5, which he's there at the moment.
I did say top 3, didn't I? I was being really nice.
You said top 3.
Yeah. Well, I do have absolute faith in him. That's the thing. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen yet. Peter Phelan. Alright, Ted. Give us a point of view lap, go on. Right, Peter Phelan, who do you want it to be? And we'll do it for Peter. I think Peter he's sick of listening to us talk.
Fair enough. I can respect a man who comes out and says that.
Yeah,
I won't like him, I just respect him.
Yeah, you can respect the honesty. He's just like,
Yes.
alright, Ted, give us a point of view lap, go on. Who do you want it to be with? To be honest with you, I think it should be a GT4 car, to be honest. We haven't done that yet. So we have Weisman coming around. I think it's going to have to be Weisman who's leading the GT4 one. So, Brianne, you can sit back and relax for a minute as we're on now with this.
Absolutely swallowed by Ken Slow there.
I'm in low.
There you go, driver's eye view. Lovely sound. Oh, there he's gone. So I'm left talking to myself.
No,
Oh,
he's
he's
just
back.
sitting back and enjoying the nights.
Oh, sorry. And I'm talking all over him. Okay, I'll shut up.
Talk away. You can just see how slower they are compared to the GT3s and the challenge they have as well. From this point of view, you can see in the rear view mirror the GT3s sitting there, but you can enjoy the limits of the car.
Big Panther behind him, isn't it?
Yeah, he lets him through.
No longer behind him.
He's quite smooth on his inputs as well.
Yeah. Great exit on the last corner off the mountain. Boris Elbow, that's it.
Very impressive.
After 2 hours. Not all of them. Right, so let's have a look. 1 hour mark, see who's got what pit stops left. So the top 3 have all got 2 left. Machado, 1 left. Pick 5, Commissar's got 2 left. Pick 6. Teixeira, he's got 1 left. Solis, Nielsen, they both got 1 left. Pick 9. Von Ringston, he's got 2 left. Kent Slow's got 2 left. P10. Fianello, Wraith, and Usmanov got 2 left. Everybody else has got 1 left for the last hour now.
Yeah, except for Saracen, who was completed off. But Peter Phelan said that he'll never be sick of the commentary, and he'd said as well also that it's such a difficult but fun track, which it is. I absolutely love this track because you'll either look like a hero or a zero. There's no in between. That's what I love about it.
And it's also, I mean, from my my great experience of commentating, it's a great track to commentate on because there's always something going on or going off.
As we have Kenneth Nielsen in for his last stop. You started calling it. We also have Benilio in. 1 more stop to go. Kosan is in. I think this should be the last stop for Tom Kosan as well. So they're starting now to get into the last bit of the pit stops as well. Gasolina
so they're
back
looking
in
at
P3.
They're looking at the last hour and they think, right, get my last stop in, and then just have 1 in my pocket.
Oh, 110%. And this is what it's all about. I'm just going to run the tracks and add really quick. See, a 30-second quick break there. Yeah, so that's that. Trackson out sponsoring our iRacing next week it starts, and I just like giving them a little bit of a shout out where I can as well. Yeah, so we're now into the last hour race in Brian, and I think we were both wrong on who we said it win. I'm not sure, did you say Pole Sitter would win, but well, I'm definitely wrong anyway.
Yeah, I said the pole set was going to win Machado.
Okay, so you could be right.
he just had so much pace in the practice and in the qualifying. When he qualified in, was it 2 minutes 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a fast time.
Oh yeah. Oh, was it 2 minutes 0.9? Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, 0.9, just outside the 159.
Yeah, it was super impressive. Look at this here, Gasolina all over the back again of Sipos. Even though they're different categories, he's just not willing to give it up. Ratto giving a bit of a flash. Now does the KTM pass by?
Get another pass in, I think.
Looking for it. 19.1.
Maybe might not want to.
Not this
Now that the aero is compromised.
That's good stuff there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run from last to first. But would you like to go through them? I'll just press on them as you say their names. I'll press on them. If you want to just give them all a little shout out, and we'll have a quick look at where they are if you want.
Okay, so I don't know anybody's first name, so we start with P22, Petzold, and then P21, Usmanov. P20, we've got D. Weissman. P19, M. Sorensen. And then we've got P18 in the Mercedes, that's it. Jastrzebski. P17, Doda. Porsche. P16, Wraith. 15, Vianello. 14, Gagarinov. 13 is Gray in Nissan. P12, Ken Slow for LFI. P11, Taha, also in a Nissan. 10, S. Wooldridge, had an absolute stormer, gotta say. 9, K. Nielsen. 8, Javon Ringston. P7, another LFI driver, Tom Solis, in the Porsche. First time he's driven the Porsche, I think, for some time. P6, F. Teixeira, the Mustang. P5, Komisarov, Ferrari. P4, my tip for the win, Machado, also in the Ferrari. P3, my driver of the day, Gasolina, the KTM. Yeah, that's something we haven't spoken about yet, driver of the day. So unless somebody does something pretty spectacular, Gasolina gets my driver of the day. Right, so P2, Sipos. He's having a good race. And then Bilansky in P1 in the BMW. So those top three, they've still got 2 stops to make, as is Komisarov and Mixton.
Absolutely. I think it's good to give them all a little shot. I like to make sure that every driver gets a little bit of airtime. I know sometimes it feels like we're always on most of the top few, but we go where the action is. Just for the reviewers there, so Sorensen and Nielsen are the only two to have fully completed all their pit stops. So the story's going to change. No, you're fine. It's on the screen for them as well. They'll see that there's 2 that are fully completed. But like, this is the thing now. They've completed it. And P10 is Nielsen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the cars ahead still have 2 pit stops, and everyone else has 1 pit stop. Where would he finish up on that? I don't know yet. Just with the gaps that there is, it's hard to know. This jump up 5, 6, 7, 8 places. I don't know. But we'll find out soon enough. And this is why. This is the time now we're going to start seeing the race come together. People getting closer after pit stops, and I'm sure we're going to have a few nail biters here as well. Garganarov and Gray here, 0.2 of a second. Gray's Nissan though looking worse for wear on the front and on the rear. There's a bit of paint damage, so they've had 1 or 2 little battles.
There's a lot of paint damage, and I don't think it's between the 2 of them. I think some of that is that's wall scuffing.
Having a friendly chat with the walls every now and then.
Yeah, but Gagarinov is relatively unscathed, going by paint that I can see.
As Rat is in now for their second last stop, or rate as you say it properly.
Right, yeah, sorry.
I go the wrong way about it, as usual. To be fair.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, as you were saying about Nielsen has finished his. He's done his last pit stop, so he's now got to be super careful because he hasn't got a pit stop in his pocket.
Yeah.
So if anything goes wrong, if he dings into a wall or something like that, then it's on his own time. Then he hasn't got any spare pit stops to make.
Absolutely. I'm just going to save a replay there just in case it doesn't look a lot on the motor.
You should be alright.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Unless that was your first one.
I can't remember. I sort of pressed it there just to be sure. I should be running ACC Drive because that has that feature where it saves all replays, so I never lose any. But I don't have ACC Drive open like the But a few lads dropped out early. I'll get the first 30 minutes if I need it. But onto it here now, looking through. So Rate's still in the pits there. Everybody else, I'm surprised the top 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm surprised the top 6 out of the top 10, the 6 people on 2 stops haven't pitted yet. So Ringston, Kuzmarov, Gasolina, Silpost, Blazanski. I'm surprised they haven't come in just to get rid of it. Fastest lap last lapped over the race for Machado just now. A 2-minute 1.240.
That's almost his quali pace, just a second off his quali pace.
Yeah, which is absolutely unbelievable. And that's where you think about it as well. He's out in that stint only 12 minutes, so that's still quite a heavy car.
Yeah, he's still got an hour's worth of fuel in there, isn't he?
That's absolutely crazy. Yeah. Give or take an hour, and that's.
And he's only got 1 stop left, so.
Absolutely.
So he will be fueled.
Doda's in for their last stop, but it looks like they're going to have to do a bit of damage fixing as well. There is a little bit of paint off that car. Gasolina had a bad lap last lap at 2:05, so it must have had a small off somewhere, but paint-wise scathed, so they might have just had to let off the throttle, possibly.
Coming up on traffic now as well.
I love the sound out of that KTM from the outside as well. It's a really nice sound to it. Really nice sound of that car. Personal fastest lap time there for Benelio last lap at 2:02.792. So good to see, even over 2 hours racing in, fatigue hasn't got to them. They're starting to hit personal bests, which is always good. Looking in the chats there, the chats have quietened down a little bit now. We still have got some nice viewers, so hello to everybody who is joining in to watch what has been a great race so far. And we have had a few people drop out, be it with heavy damage. One or two was a disconnect, to be fair, we've seen that. But some really good racing from these drivers today. Lasansky's in for their second last stop, I think that was. So they have one more stop to do, and they were stopped for a whole 9 seconds, so that was a splash and dash. So they'll come in to do one more stop, which will be shortly for fuel and tyres next lap, if they do it in that order.
Yeah, so now we've got Sipos, 2 stops, Gasolina on 2 stops, Commissaro 2, and Von Bringston out of the top 10.
Kismarov gets the move done there, up at the P4 there. He's 20 minutes into the stint. Interesting.
Gets past the back marker. No problems there.
And race is in the pits now for their last stop. That's their last stop done and dusted. So that's the thing, where he was up in quite a good position a few laps ago because of the 2 pit stops in a row. We're starting to see the story now of where everyone's going to be finishing up. And as they're starting to pit, it's showing a picture of how well the race has actually gone. So in terms of looking at most positions gained, Taha is still up 17 positions on the Nissan. Gray's only up 15 now.
Yeah, as more of those drivers turn green to say they've used up all their pit stops, then we're going to see the spaghetti begin to untangle.
Exactly.
And see the actual positions where people are, and then we'll see the gaps, and then the real work starts. You know,
as
the
I
past
say,
2.5 hours have just been prepping for the last half an hour.
Absolutely, it's the last chapter of a novel where you get to know the full ending to what has been a great race, in my opinion. I'm very impressed, and especially I'm really impressed with the GT4s that have been racing there today as well. They've been super good over the mountain, very aware of the cars around them as well, so hats off to them. Very demure is what the people say now because of TikTok.
And the GT2s as well.
Oh yeah.
I mean, okay, we're looking at chalk and cheese here, but it's been fun watching them. It's been fun watching the KTM.
But even the Mercedes as well, because it's an absolute pig down the straight. It just has nothing on the corner. It's like a NASCAR. It literally is what it's like. So Artist Borvia is there saying, "Come on, Sam." So Sam has a few supporters there. I think that's Sam Ulrich, is it?
Sam Ulrich?
Yeah. And Van Ringstein's in the pits just ahead, so that should be a position there for Ulrich any second, maybe.
He was 44 seconds behind, so it's going to be close.
Ahead. He is ahead. By 5.3, 5.4 seconds there. So, good job there from Woolridge. In terms of Ardy Racing, officially probably not, because Woolridge has 39 minutes on the stint with a pit stop to go. So they'll probably do another fuel and tyres, so it's not necessarily a race on track for a legit position. It's still good nonetheless, as Nielsen and Taha side by side there. It's changed around, but Nielsen looks like he's going to have to just give up on that one as Taha gets the job done. Nice stuff there, but now we've got Belansky right behind Kuzmanov, and that's only after coming out of the pits as well, so Belansky's right there. So that's a big move there. Because don't forget, the Ferrari was clear of them by quite a bit at one stage earlier on in the race. And now that that's changed, now Gasolina in the pits as well as Seapost and Macchiato goes back into the lead. They still have 2 pit stops to go. Gasolina is serving one of their second pit stops as well as Seapost. So it'll be interesting now once this all settles down. We've only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars complete all pits.
Yeah, and I think also we need to be aware that now we're entering this stage as the pit stops drop away and they're down to 1 or 0 pit stops left. This is where, if there's going to be track limits drive-throughs going to start coming into play.
That's super interesting. Spy Classic Sam supporter here too in the chats. So Sam has some great following there in the YouTube chat. Over in the Twitch chat, it still seems that Sparky's looking at Tom. Ace has said hello earlier on as well, so we give Ace a little shout. And of course Logan, who was an admin on our F1 side of things before we shut the doors on that.
Ace is I think he's from the LFI side. He races with the LFI when he can.
Yeah, so
he's based in the States.
A little fun fact, he is going to be helping me with my broadcasting academy, which I'm not mentioning too much on stream, but you're kind of aware of that. But he's going to be helping me with that.
Oh, excellent.
He's a good done lad. And Anthony Ferrari
might be a different Aces.
I think it could be a different Aces, yeah. He doesn't really race too much, he does more broadcasting, but you surely know the name Anthony Ferrante. But that's a driver as well. We're talking about people who have improved. Anthony, for me, has improved tenfold. He's one of these drivers who was, being honest, quite a far bit off everybody. And now he's always in the mix. And if you look at him in the championship standings, he's done a great job this season. He's improved, I think, on last season as well. So I'm super impressed with Anthony. And it's only going for him, which is great to see. So I love seeing people just stick it in. But yeah, Anthony is one of those people for me. Absolutely, I'd have a league full of them.
Yeah, I think he was one of the racers that I was up against.
Yeah.
When I was racing, we were of the same sort of level. But again, like Paul Anderson, Sparky, they've just outpaced. So I literally had nobody left to race with.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, quit while you're behind.
I think that happens, but even for me, I found P3 after having a big error there and quite a bit of damage picked up also. Oh, wow.
He has got 2 stops though, hasn't he? Oh no, he's only got 1, Belansky.
Yeah, but it's the damage. If he's trying to fight, he's if it's not too much damage and he can drive with it, he's probably better off not doing the damage here now. Because he's going to lose out on probably 5-10 seconds worth of time in the pits now. 2P2, and you're fighting for a big position like that. I think that's the only time where I'd put all rules to the wall coming into the last pit stop.
Yeah, he's 3/10 behind.
Yeah. Ouch.
And that Ferrari is just leaving him standing.
Yeah. Wow, and this is what happened earlier on. Do you remember when they made a mistake and we got by first? Anthony Ferrante was saying, just thanks for the shout out. I plan to get better with better pedals. He's using G29 pedals and he says they're rancid. Fair enough.
He's going to go in bits? I don't think so. No, he's going to tough it out.
Absolutely.
Because he knows Komisarov has got two stops to make.
Yeah.
So close behind. Teixeira is 1 lap behind. Well, it's probably not going to be 1 lap behind. It's probably going to be
So look at Texera from them. Texera's 32 seconds off.
Right. And they're both on one stop, so yeah.
Super
And
interesting to see
that
what they do.
Mustang is looking spots as well.
Yeah. He's done a good job there. I see Spike Classic saying he's the G29 also. He's saying to remove the rubber. Stop on the brake pedal. Definitely upgrade to Moza 12 in the coming months. The R12 is quite a nice base, to be fair. About that. I did have the Fanatic here for a while, but if and when I decide to get back into a rig, it's going to be with probably Asia Tech. I'm definitely a fan of their stuff. Taha's in the pits now for the last time this evening.
Sarah and Belansky coming up on a stray Ferrari at the top of the mountain.
Speaking of top of the mountain, Dennis Weisman has had a great race in the GT4s. Looking quite strong now to win the split, to be fair about it. He's quite a bit now ahead of Usmanov.
I mean, to be fair, I think all the GT4s deserve a podium place.
Oh yeah, they've done absolutely brilliant. So we've got Taha, Ken, Jabrowski in the pits. Also, Gagarinov is going into the pit stand behind. So everybody's it's a busy pit lane at the minute. That's Treble now. All pit stops done now to the end. Gagarinov will be the same. Jabrowski will be the same. So we're starting to see more and more greens on the pit stop side of things. So we're going to start to see closer racing now as they all feed back out as well, which is what we want to see coming near the end of what's been a great 3 hours here in the Bathurst. We have lost a few drivers as well due to disconnects or heavy incidents that can happen in Bathurst. I don't think you'll remember the special I was going to do here not too long ago, and I actually had to stop it with a huge incident. It was actually Jayesh at the time.
Yes, I did see that.
And it caused the whole grid to just go. I was like, no, I'm going.
That was going onto the mountain, wasn't it?
It was literally on the first lap, literally going up towards turn 2, and it was just, it was pure unlucky because when we looked at it, it was definitely neck code, and it was Jayesh and the Porsche behind. I can't remember who the car was ahead, but it was the slight, I think it was Morris Boutin actually, and he hit the back of him for whatever reason through neck code or whatever, and it caused a monumental, just a trail of cars everywhere.
Sam Woolbridge in the pits.
For their last time as well, very good.
Michelle is still out.
Good racing here. So the GT4s all have one more stop each. Vanilio is the only one outside of the top 8 that still needs to pit. After Woolbridge comes out, then it's the top 7 only then need to pit one more time. So look at Nielsen. Is Nielsen going to get ahead? He has got ahead of Woodridge. So that's one more position. He's actually up in P8 now from Nielsen. So this is the thing. Does Nielsen catch
Woodridge coming out to the pits now.
So there's this is close. Does Trevel get by? I don't think Trevel will. No, he's coming out of the pits there now. Do you know what?
It's a couple of seconds, so that's a second down.
Race on. That's what I say there. That's a race on between Trevel. Can he catch up and fight on with Woolbridge? So Anderson is in the pits. Oh, huge damage there. So that's unfortunate for him, an extra pit stop. So 5th time in the pits. Heavy damage. It's a total of 22. We did start with 29. There was definitely 2 disconnects. The rest were heavy impacts. I think Anthony go up. The poor last place GT4 was through the wars. To be fair, they had quite a busy one. To be fair about that. But these things happen. Bazinski here, still 5 seconds off. I will, at the 20-minute mark, go through every single car again. But at the minute, we're staying on with the closest battles on the track.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on Commissar. He's the only one who's got 2 stops left.
Yeah.
So he's in the last 35 minutes, and he's still got to make 2 stops.
That's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
That's an interesting strategy.
It was 34 minutes on this stint, so they obviously ran the other 2 stints super long.
Yeah. So he's going to run this long and do pit stops on consecutive laps or something. I don't know.
I think that's the only thing they can do there. Spike Classic saying fresh tyres, warm them up, and Sam will hunt them down. It'll be quite a task for Sam. He's in P11 at the minute. He's 3.6 seconds off hold, and at 16 seconds he could possibly work his way up to 9th position depending on pace, and that'll be an interesting one to see, and that's why I love seeing these races develop as they do.
He's not out of the clutches of Ken Slow yet.
Well, that's the thing, both of them can easily pull each other along. If they start fighting, they're going to ruin their chances of getting in the top 10 fully. So they need to nearly work together in a way and not fight and just move forward. But then again, asking 2 drivers in close proximity out to fight doesn't happen.
Yes, at Bathurst.
Yeah, no.
Just take it easy, lads. You don't have to go mad. Yes, you do.
Exactly.
You absolutely do.
You need us to put the shoe in and go for it. But yeah, no, it's looking quite spicy. I'm waiting to see why haven't everyone else stopped yet? Like, it's 30 minutes left. Are they just keeping it there as a safety measure in case there is an incident? I think that's the only reason you do it now at this stage.
So you would keep it for what, the last?
So you can pick within
2
the last
minutes?
5 minutes. So just in case they have a huge incident in the next 25 minutes, it doesn't count as an extra pit stop on top of the 4-man top.
Yeah, the Commissar, he's playing an unforeseeable game. I don't know why he's going so long.
Yeah, either do I.
I'm sure it'll play out for him in the end. He's going to lose a couple of places though, without doubt.
Looking at the gaps, if they have to pit twice, I would say they could be down 5th. Possibly.
I mean, Belansky is all over the back of him.
Yeah.
Like an Oxfam suit.
That's very fair. Very fair to say. But I suppose everyone each to their own. We all have our own ways of going about these races here. But for me, I think he's crazy not getting one of those pit stops done. But then again, what do we know? We're only doing commentary.
Yes. It's not as if we know anything.
No, not at all.
Yeah, we're just here to make noises.
That's it. Make a bit of noise, have a bit of crack.
Yeah.
Sure, what else would you be doing on a Sunday? Loads.
Spam sandwiches.
I can't be a good old ham sandwich. Oh my god. Fresh bread there, oh sure. Actually, do you know what? It's been a long time since I asked somebody, and I don't think I've asked you this question ever. So I'm going to ask you, are you prepared for this? This is a life-changing question and how I will look at you moving forward. What's your favourite crisp sandwich?
I don't eat crisps.
My brain cannot compute that right now.
I know.
Wow.
I mean, without wanting to be boring about it, at the beginning of the year I gave up crisps, chocolate, sweets, biscuits,
fair,
sugar.
But so before that, so you would have had crisps before. So when you ate crisps, what was your go-to crisp sandwich if you did?
The absolute favourite would be German paprika.
Oh, okay.
Which you can't get except, I think places like Aldi may be able to get them.
Okay.
But the make was called Funny Frisch. And they were, no, you wouldn't have done, because they're only sold in Germany. And they're paprika flavour. So for a crisp sandwich, they were the absolute boss.
Nice.
Other than that, it would be something like I guess it would have to be some form of cheese and onion.
Potato, cheese and onion all day long.
I
Bit of
think.
curry goes. Oh, there you go. Job's a good one. And if you feel fancy, throw a bit of cheese and ham in it.
That's just like, no, I mean, that's gilding the lily, that one.
Oh, and honestly, you should try it once in your life. Before we all pass dessert, I tell everyone, potato, slice of ham, but proper boiled ham, not the processed ham. Get a slice of boiled ham there, and whatever your go-to cheddar is, throw a bit on that, squish it down.
Yeah, but it's no longer a crisp sandwich then.
I know, but it's heaven.
It becomes a gourmet experience.
It's heaven. If I ever have a last meal, that's it.
I come from a time when we had brown sugar sandwiches.
Nice. I tried them before on my nanny's years ago. She was real old school. They're alright. It's sweet and crunchy.
Yes. I mean, yeah. Just no. You'd be arrested for that now, trying to feed your kids that.
Child abuse.
Social services would be around.
You have offended us.
Yes, and you practically murdered your children as well.
Yeah, literally.
With sugar.
Oh, stop. I was only actually discussing this with my own mother probably about 4 or 5 weeks. I was like, the sweets we had as kids are banned today. I was like,
yeah.
What was in them that was that bad?
It's not even social services. It's the Geneva Convention that banned them.
It's like, what was so bad about them? Can I ask the viewers, though, just before we go on, let us know what your favourite crisp sandwich was. I'm really interested in that one. It's been a while since I asked people. But yeah, it's crazy what was banned. There was one thing I used to love.
So Ken's let Belansky through now. He's down to 1.3, so Komisarov is still holding on. Does he not know? Is he trying to stay out as long as possible?
Well, it's the same with Vanilio. Like I know people won't stop are probably just doing it as a bit of a joker card just in case there's an incident, but it makes no sense to me with Kismanov because all they're doing now is holding up Belansky, I think.
So
just one with Sam to see what's going on. Well, he's after dropping quite a bit of time there to Woolridge, but I think, or sorry, to Ho.
Ho's getting away from Woolridge.
Yeah. So looking at the lap times, yeah. So Woolridge last lap either had an error or is just running slower because Ho done a 2:02.495 versus Woolridge 2:04.025. And I think
slow is down to 5 seconds from 3 point. Yeah, so he had a slow lap as well.
Interesting.
Although he did let Belansky past him.
That's probably why he letting the blue flags by, possibly. But I feel like I should stop the stream because Spy Classic, who's been chatting away in there, has never had a crisp sandwich. I don't know how I feel. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I think you need to get yourself 2 slices of fresh white bread, dollop them with butter, get your favourite packet of crisps, put them on, squish the bread together, slice it and eat it. And come back to us. But yeah, back onto the race because we shouldn't be talking about crisps as much. As Machido's in for the last stop now, the race leader. Interesting. Looks like, yeah, that's Belansky's in as well. So Belansky's in now. So Komisarov has to still pit twice. Belansky's decided that's enough for me. I'm in also. So that's the top 2 pretty much are now in the pits. That's interesting to see.
Yeah, that is an interesting move. So they've got nothing left in their pocket if they do.
No.
If they do scuff it going over the mountain or worse.
They've been super consistent though, so I wouldn't feel too bad for them. As last lap, just so you know, Woolridge has actually done the personal best now, the 2:03.262. Now, just one for you here now. Spy Classic says he's taken under consideration about the chip sandwich, but also taking under consideration that crisps are chips in other lands. Now, Americans have chips wrong. Chips is something you get out of a chipper. They're not called French fries, they're called chips. And they're done properly, thick cut. Oh, you can't beat a chipper chip, can you, in fairness?
Well,
They're so bad
yeah,
for
I
you,
mean,
but they're amazing.
French fries are potato spaghetti, aren't they?
Yeah. Like a chip is just, it's thick, it's beautiful, it's amazing. I'm Irish, so obviously potatoes from here are the glory. Do you know what I mean? Like a chip has to be just beautiful, it has to be spongy inside.
Fluffy.
That's the word, it's fluffy. God, you're like a poet, Jar, and you didn't even know.
This is true. As a chip connoisseur.
You need them nice and fluffy inside, a good spud, and a good dollop of salt and vinegar.
Yeah. And I think possibly, still on the subject, maybe the greatest invention of the 21st century would have to be the air fryer.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt there. Oh, this is why classic. He's going to get it done. He's from Latvia. So, even Latvian crisps, I know like some of the crisps from the eastern side are absolutely amazing. I've gotten some Polish stuff, which is amazing as well. So I think Latvian crisps would be amazing on it, even their own flavours. Sour cream and onion, not a bad one. Well, let's get back into the racing because we're getting completely sidetracked.
Yeah. So where's the interesting gaps?
So looking here, well, there's still a few more yet to pit. So at the minute, Macedo is only, the race leader is only 28 seconds off Kismarov. They have to pit twice. You have 41 seconds to Blazanski, but they don't have to pit again. So realistically,
Komisarov is in danger of dropping out of the top 5.
they're P5 at the minute by the time they do 2 pit stops, even if it's only for a minute and a half. I reckon, Tom Solis could be down to P7.
Yeah, Tom's got 1 stop left.
Let me check on the splash and dashes. He still has 31 seconds in the pits. So I'm wondering, are they going to do 2 splash and dashes, which is a minute? That could possibly be so.
Well, I would like my 2 predictions to come true. I think I've got 1.
Does in the pits there. So Usmanov is the only GT4 not to pick one. Sorry about that.
Yeah, barring any absolute disastrous incidents to Machado, I think he's one of my predictions, and Tom was the other one.
Okay.
So I don't know whether anybody's got his phone number, but maybe I should give him a call to tell him to get his foot down. It's going to make me look bad if he doesn't come 5th.
Well, they put him in 3rd. Now, there's a tiny bit of damage on that Porsche now, but it looks flat on the front bumper. Or maybe it's just the way the paint looks sometimes on black in this game. That was close to the wall there, he was on it. Jeez, Tom is, he must have heard you. He's absolutely shoe in.
Yeah, I would like it that he was listening to this broadcast and he's got the message.
I think it's been loudly heard.
Go, Tom, go.
Definitely heard that one down. Now, for Trevel, unfortunately, he's actually dropping off from Woolbridge, but Woolbridge is slowly catching up. Now at the Hoe, it's down to 4.4 seconds, while Ken's down to 7.5 seconds. So Woolbridge, I think, at the minute seems to have an answer for Ken, but I think not enough of an answer for Hoe.
20 minutes to go. Vianello's still got a pit stop to make. 7 minutes behind Slow.
And Gasolina has just fitted for the last time, still running P5.
Sorensen.
Nice.
1.8 seconds behind Doda.
Okay.
Just come off the mountain.
So it's not over for anybody yet.
No.
No. Just to
Both of
give
those
us a
have got all their
rundown.
stops.
Sorry?
Yep, 20 minutes. Do your rundown.
Oh no, what were you saying there firstly though?
No, I was just saying about Sorensen. He is reeling in Doda.
It's actually quite an alarming rate for the Oda, to be honest. But it seems to have settled out again. See, this is the thing with Sorensen, they seem to have great pace, but unfortunately, they've had a few incidents now. I think they're racing for HSR. I see their logo on the front of that, if I'm correct. Maybe I'm wrong. I think that's a HSR driver. But, yeah, it's been a tough day for them in terms of having incidents, but still, all I love seeing is people finishing races, so this is what it's all about for me. But yeah, I want to... Oh, who's another message in here from Titan? Is the AMG GT3 that went faster than the AMG GT2? Let me tell you now, I'm pretty sure it is. Let me check that out for you now. So, using the lap time, so... Here. So Woolridge there, for instance, we're going to use him. A 2:02.865 is the fastest lap for him last time round. The fastest lap for the Mercedes has been, oh wow, that's a GT4, I'm not sorry, the 2:03.2. So actually 4 tenths faster has been the GT3. Or actually, yeah, so 4 tenths faster the GT3 has been over the GT2. Well, if you look at the KTM's running at 2:02.497, so the KTM has been faster than the GT3s for a lot of them, but that's more so the driver. But in terms of overall, so far, the AMG GT3 is and has that faster than the AMG GT2. Slower top speed though. But yeah, I'm going to run through the top, all the 21 drivers that are remaining. So in the GT4 category, Thorsten Weining running in P3 out of 4. Obviously one has dropped out. Danny Artem Usmanov has one more pit stop to do, but was running P2 at the minute for our own very own Supercharged Motorsports. So delighted with that one there. Then we have Mr. Weisman next, and Dennis there is easily going to win his split once he keeps it going and keeps it between the ditches. With some really good racing, with a nice onboard lap with them earlier on, and it's been an absolute joy there. And like, the way they're letting these GT3s by, it's been super smart and super efficient, and I can't honestly tip my hat enough to them. They've been absolutely brilliant. Then in GT3s we've got Nikita Doda now in P18, as Sorensen is now in P17, nearly 7 seconds clear, so something must have happened with Doda there. And then we've got Adam Tyder in P16. Then for the GT2 of Makoja. I'm just going to go with Makoja here in P15. Then we have in the GT3 Ivan Garganov there in P14. Then we have Dario Vanilio. He had quite an unlucky race because he didn't have the best start of the race, but I think a great drive from going from last all the way back up to P13. Then we have the one that only Mr. Treville himself there from Japan as his character on ACC States in 12th position for LFI, where Sam Woolridge doing a great job there with their posy. Oh, a little bit of a kiss in the wall on the exit, but keeps it going there in P11. 4.6 seconds off this guy, Michael Ho, for the petrol aficionados, doing a super job in the Nissan, to be fair about it. And it's actually his teammate, one of his teammates that's he's not in the race anymore and has given up, so it's only one of them left. Then we've got Jasper von Rinston next in the Ferrari in P9. Then we've got Kenneth Nielsen in P8. Then we've Tom Solis in P7. Tom is yet to pit. He's one more pit stop to do. So Nielsen here is looking quite handy to rob Solis' spot in P7. Then we've got Texiera for Sim Esports Portugal, or PT, in P6. With Gaz Gasolina in the other GT2, the KTM in P5. He's had an amazingly strong race here in that KTM, so great for them. Then we've got C-Post next for HVML Esports team, with then the other HVML Esports team, Giorgio Balansky, then in P3. Then we've got the other Sim Esports Portugal car, Machido in P2, who will eventually take over the lead as Andrew Kismarov has 2 pit stops to do still. which is mad with 15 minutes to go. There's only 3 cars, 4 pit stops between them, and it's looking like it's more spread than I thought coming to the end, but not too bad. By the time the other pit stops come in, I still feel there will be a little bit of racing towards the end of this race for position.
There's only 3 cars that haven't completed their pit stops. Solis, Usmanov and Komisarov, who's got 2 to do, like you said. Crazy.
That's he's asking for a miracle here now at this stage, and I honestly think he's going to end up behind either in P7, possibly. No, he won't be. Tom Solis, because he has to pit again, I think will stay behind him. With the time gap that's there, I don't think there's enough of a gap for Solis to be able to jump ahead of him after the 2 pit stops.
Yeah, I think he's got any major damage. Komisarov
Tom's in the pits there now.
He's now in the pits, yeah. I don't think he's got any major damage, so he could be out in 30 seconds.
Yeah, it depends on how long he stopped for. I'll keep an eye on that.
Well, yeah, I mean, 30 seconds stop. And then his pit lane time as well.
So, Solis stop for 3, 4, 5 seconds, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is he doing fuel? Oh, there he goes. He might have done a bit of fuel and damage fixing there in 10 seconds to stop for. So that'd be a 40-second pit stop for him. Yeah, 39 seconds stopped and away he goes.
Yep, so that's going to give him... Well, he hasn't lost any positions.
Oh, so Nielsen's a lap behind him then. Okay,
like
yes.
Oh, Nielsen's, yeah, he's just on the mountain now.
Yeah,
so
kudos to Mr. Solis. So now this is the thing. I hope Kismarov knows that he needs to pit, because I don't know if it gives you 180 seconds for each stop or is it for just not pitting. Because if he gets that by 2,
it's going to be each stop. It's a double penalty, isn't it?
Oh wow. Well, he still has 12 minutes to get it done. Essentially really 10 minutes because the last lap you can't do it. Whoa. I wouldn't like to be in their shoes now because they know they're just giving away positions now.
Yeah. Now, I mean, if there's 2 drivers or if he's got anybody working with him, they need to be have the calculator out.
So even say best case scenario, he does a splash and dash and then maybe has to do another splash and dash to get enough fuel in to go to the end. You're still looking at least between 24, so a minute and 10 seconds minimum.
So how long has this stint been for him?
This stint has been 57 minutes so far. So with the Ferrari, they're able to run a bit longer because of the tank.
Yeah.
Super interesting here, but I don't know.
Gap-wise, we've got Sam Waldridge 3 seconds behind Ho. Got Ringston 2.5 seconds behind Nielsen. Those are the closest 2 that we've got.
It's very classic. So an F1 racer for now. You need to get on to ACC. We also have iRacing. iRacing, I do have possible plans for maybe a Formula Renault Championship, but I want to race in that myself, so I'll be doing that just for me to race more. So, so Machado still has the fastest lap as well. 2:01.2 on race pace isn't bad at all.
Yeah, with 10 minutes left to go out of 3 hours.
Like if I was him, if I know I'm not going for a top 3 position, I'd nearly do light fuel and with brand new tyres and have 2 or 3 laps of absolute mega times and break it into the either 159s or the low 2.0s just for the crack.
I think he's got his eye on Komisarov because he's a bit of a wild card at the moment, I've got to say.
Yeah.
And maybe you ought to get onto the Supercharged phone and let Usmanov in to make a stop at some point.
Someone's after
The
disconnected.
next 10 minutes.
That's the KTM's after disconnecting.
No.
Oh my god. But he'll still be able to, if he gets back in, he still has a few laps ahead of the other GT2. They can still get back in and win their split, which is really what matters there. I was wondering because I just seen it just Everton jump like someone disconnected. Oh, that is heart-wrenching. He can get this, he can get back in and surely still be able to keep his position. Because he was like a lap or two ahead.
And of course, he's going to get back in for the driver of the day, which I was going to. But now I've got to rethink everything.
Oh no. I feel for people when that happens. It happened to me in a race before in Onid. Well, actually, in nearly every Onid race that's happened to me where the servers just didn't agree with the Irish thing or whatever it is. But I had it in a race one day. I think it was in Amigos. I was having a great race and randomly I just got disconnected. And I was in like P3 or P4. I was doing a really good race. And that's heartbreaking.
That. I wasn't disconnected. I think my wheel stopped working.
Oh, wow.
So I had to restart ACC completely. In fact, I had to restart the PC.
Wow. Okay.
Came back in. I've got 3.5 minutes to sit in the pits before I can do anything. But I think I finished. Which is, yeah, that's what I was all about. But it was, you know, you don't want to come back in. I was probably last anyway, but to be even more last.
Oh, it's soul destroying.
The lastest of ever.
What makes me feel sad here from is the fact that less than 10 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And an epic race.
Komisarov is coming into the pits. 7 minutes left. He's going to do two consecutive pit stops.
Let's see how long they stop.
I bet he's not going to. But he's not going to repair any damage.
Nah, I suppose no point. So I would have expected him, yeah, 6 seconds there. Splash and dash, and then one more splash and dash.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be enough though.
Do you know something? He's coming out ahead though, P1 still in the shadow. Okay. So he'll drop to P3 if he doesn't have a splash and dash. So no, that was smart driving. Worst case for him, P3.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't see the gaps to the other cars. But, down to Teixeira was 17 seconds.
Sorry, yeah. So Kushmarov here, right? He's 2.5 seconds to P2, which is the original race leader. Then it's 12.5 seconds back then to Bozansky. Then it's 33 seconds back to Seapulse.
Okay.
So he should be okay. That is soul destroying for them.
It's a bold move, but it looks like it paid off.
Yeah, it seems to have. So Bozansky there, at least Bozansky should get P2 now as well.
And Usmanov has done his pit stop as well.
Yeah, Usmanov there has got his done and doing a great job. I'm very proud of him, to be fair, about it, because it's a random car to choose, but this is what I like. For me personally, if I was to race in this, I would have went for a GT4 or a GT2. If I was doing GT2, it would have been either the KTM or the Mercedes for the craziness. Or if I was going to go for the GT4, it would have all day been the Maserati for the crack. Because it's shit.
Yeah, Maserati.
Good stuff out of these. So Kismarov, Jordy coming now for the pits one last time. Staying out, so they're going to do. They're just dragging it out on us. They're looking for airtime. No, I'm refusing it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not going to watch this. I'm going to watch Ringston
Yeah.
chase down Nielsen.
Let me see. It's getting close with them now, actually. 0.8 in a second.
Yeah, Sam Wooldridge behind
1.3
Ho.
seconds. 1.2, okay. So Wooldridge is really pushing in here now. So Wooldridge, the fans must be going crazy right now.
Yeah, he's in the top 10, or he is top 10.
That's what we like to see.
Two Ferraris, on Ringston and Nielsen.
Wooldridge now 0.7 seconds off. This is interesting because the back marker GT4 there has really given Wooldridge now a chance against Ho. This is going to be getting spicy now. So Wooldridge using that toe off the GT4 Mercedes. Down to 0.4 of a second off Ho. He needs to pull in behind and get as much slipstream now. This is going to be interesting. So we've got Woodbridge, Ho, Von Ringsting and Nielsen going into essentially 2 to 3 laps of racing, depending on where the leader is. And where Andrew Kuzmarov is going into the pits now. There'll surely be 2 more laps after this pit because obviously Machado is going to take over. So I'd say there's 2 more laps of racing after this one. So
yeah. Can't not pit.
No. Well, he can, but he'll feel the pain of it with the time penalty that gets applied from the game. Now, 0.3 of a second there. Ringston here is 0.2 of a second, 0.1 of a second. Oh, I have a feeling it's either going to be they're going to be patient, try for move, or desperation.
Pitting,
oh, wow,
as we thought.
So we keep an eye on how long he stops for. I'm not going to jump on him.
Keep an eye on that. I'll keep an eye on Sam. Going up the hill. This is going to be interesting.
100%. Is the match it over? Who?
Okay, so 2 seconds.
So Kismanov is still stopped in the pits. 20. They hardly done a tyre change now. They're only going out 25 seconds.
May not be the
Sippos might be getting P3 here. Kismanov's still in the pits.
It's just coming out now, I think.
Sippos is going by Kismanov.
Yep.
Sippo, what a brilliant drive from him then up into P3. Now he still has another 2 laps to hold him behind. That's huge. I didn't why was Kismarov going on to fresh tyres now? That made no sense doing that.
Did he mean to?
I definitely don't think so. You would have done 2 laps, even 2 seconds slower instead of 30 seconds lost in the pits. Wow, wow, wow. Back on here with Woolridge though, because he is all over the back of Ho. Every point or every position gets points. It'll be live after the race, of course. Stewarding would have to be done post-race as well, so finish positions will not be definite. If there is any incidents to be looked at, they will be looked at after.
Okay. If you're watching Wooldridge, I'll watch Von Ringston chasing down Nielsen. Down to 0.6 second. Sorry, 6/10.
Jump down for the leader now as he's gone on to the final lap here now. I'll jump back on with him in a minute. As we go up the mountain now at Woolridge.
Right, Komisarov has got 4 seconds behind Sipos, so that's going to be a challenge to get past him again. Not as much as B5 Teixeira. He's got 10 seconds to make, so I don't think there's something really goes wrong.
Oh, literally pushing him along.
Von Ringston has taken the shortcut.
race is super close, and tightening the tracks, you're absolutely right. Woodridge is riding his ass. Now we know the Nissan is fast in a straight line between these two cars. Woodridge has 2 kilometers faster in the speed trap, but 2 kilometers is not going to be enough. He's just going to have to try and force an error. They have one more lap to go of race. It's down to 0.2 of a second, possibly to 0.1 by the time they come. It's down to 0.1 now, but there's nowhere he can go. He can show the nose, but there's nothing he can do. He just needs to be patient. Don't be hitting that curve though, you lose momentum there. 0.4 of a second, it's gone to now from 0.1. And they're going on to the last lap. I'm going to jump back on now to Machado, who's coming off Skyline here now. Pole position his team has had here. And Brian, a flawless race, pole position, fastest lap. And now going to be the endurance race win here this evening.
Yeah, I have to say, I called it.
That's fair, I'll let you have that.
It just had so much pace in the run up to it that you know you had to put your money. And my other prediction, Tom Solis P6. Well, I was predicting P5, but you know, you don't take anything away from P6. It was excellent, amazing drive from Tom.
And Machado there, flashing the lights across the line, absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
win.
well-deserved win.
And here we have Giorgio Belansky in P2, only 12 and a bit seconds behind as well. So Giorgio done for 3 hours of racing to only 12 seconds behind as well. Absolutely phenomenal. But Kipos now is 2.6 seconds clear as Kuzmanov as they're coming down to the last section now. And do you know what, Sippos, I'm going to tip the hat to you. In the Aston Martin, the P3 is great, especially around here as well. And I'm absolutely delighted to see that.
Yeah. I mean, now that the KTM's gone, I think this is possibly going to be my driver of the day.
Yeah, that's. I'm so happy for them. And then
done an absolute belter race.
Oh yeah, and Andrew then crossed the line of P4. Texera's coming around in the Ford and P5. That's a fair mention as well, because that Ford isn't the easiest car to drive either.
No.
Across the line he goes there. And then your boy Tom Solis coming off Skyline here now for P6. I think it's been a great race, especially if it's his first proper race in the Porker as well. What a track to do.
Yeah. Yeah, he's done amazingly well. I think Sparky's going to be cheering even louder than Tom.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so there's going to be 2 Porkers in NFI now. And
for me, Woolridge though didn't get Boyho as well, but that was honestly great racing tonight. 3 hours of Bathurst. It'll either be an absolute wreckfest or it'll be absolutely amazing, and I'm glad to say it's been amazing. My heart goes out to the KTM driver this evening as well. With less than 10 minutes to go, disconnecting. Absolutely horrendous thing to happen as well.
Gasolino.
Wise man as well. A great congratulations to him for winning the GT4 side of things as well.
Oh, the KTM's back.
He finishes P18, which is still good. We'll give him those points because I think he deserves that.
Yeah, and he got a podium. But of course he would. There was only 2 of them.
I know he didn't come back into the race though. But that's just showing all the cars then that had DNF'd out of a Bourne, Kosha and Gray.
Oh, okay.
Burn of Delamere, Lorraine Carter Kane. They're all there. But honestly, it was phenomenal racing here this evening, guys. Is there anyone in the waiting room now being the question? No, there's no one in the waiting room. But yeah, Brianna, I want to thank you so much as well for coming in and doing the full stint with me, which I didn't expect you to do. But it's been a genuine pleasure having you in the comms box.
I've really enjoyed it. I really have.
Yeah, no, it's been very good.
It's not been a chore at all.
Yeah, thankfully.
Not around Bathurst.
Well, I suppose the track with the drivers makes a big difference for that, and that's been. I'm just delighted that it's been a good race. There hasn't been any mad incidents, and even over the whole spreadsheet of incidents, it's only pulled 45 incidents, which a lot of them will be just door bangs.
Yeah, 45 incidents, 20 cars, 22 cars, and 3 hours. I mean, that's.
Well, it did start with 29, so a few dropped.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's Bathurst.
Yeah.
You don't expect it to be so uneventful. It's like, did anybody go out? Just sit in the pits?
That was really, really cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I hope all the drivers did as well. It was a pleasure just watching them go around and just trying to figure out what was going to happen in the last 20 minutes. That was probably the most fun of all.
Yeah, for me, that was, I think, the best fun is kind of, you go through the great start in the first hour or two, it's great racing, but I always love the last kind of 20, 25 minutes of a race. That's where you kind of see
Yeah,
it unfolding. And we didn't see that P3 coming, but it happened. So, no, absolutely brilliant. But look, for the LFI side, of course, you have a league coming up soon. There is the one-off event happening in October. That's
yeah,
all
6th
live
of
on
October.
SimGrid.
Yeah, 6th of October. Don't, yeah, I'm going to check.
Well, while you're checking that, just for my own, we have our second last race of the season this Wednesday in Season 6. Season 7 is going to be announced this Friday. I'm going to have a few nice races in it. The Sprint Championship, I'm not going to leave it as a championship. I think it's going to leave a Sprint Friday. So it's going to be every Friday we're going to run sprints. And on the weeks of races leading up for the Wednesday, we'll have it the same track just for a bit of practice for those who race there. We have the iRacing League starting this Sunday coming, so if you're interested in that as well, there is some prizes for that. And yeah, Season 7 will be up soon. And of course, if we don't have anything that suits you on a day that you're racing, our affiliated league, so you've got LFI, you have Amigos Racing League. You also, I'm just going to go in and read it because there's a few of them there, affiliated leagues.
Okay. Right, the LFI special event is 2.4 hours of Donington Park with dynamic weather, and that's on the 6th of October starting at 6 o'clock, 1800.
Nice one. That'll be class. And
Yeah, when we say dynamic weather, it's going to be dynamic.
nice. That's exactly what we love to hear.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
just like yours.
Brilliant. And yet we do have SSRI in our league affiliation as well as Odyssey Racing League as well, with Richard Hartnett over there. But guys, it's been a great pleasure streaming both on Twitch and on YouTube. Thank you so much for all the commentary in it. And again, I'm just going to finish off with a massive thank you to Brian, but also to all the racers for coming in and putting on a great show for us all on Sunday. So,
Thanks, Colin. Thanks, buddy.
no problem at all.
Hope to
Thank
see
you
you
so
again
much.
soon.
Absolutely. Have a great evening, everybody.
Never